Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's J Mill. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coop.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be on this.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nest.
Okay, so significant trade here being reported after the trade deadline, and it does involve one of the Oilers' rivals, the Calgary Flames, who are trading Nazem Kadri to the Colorado Avalanche along with a fourth-round pick in 2027. The Flames are getting a conditional first-rounder in 28, a conditional second-rounder in 27. They're getting left winger Victor Olofsson, who is 30 years of age, 25 points, 11 goals in 60 games for the Avalanche so far this season. He's also played for Vegas and Buffalo, 430 games in his career. And the Flames also get prospect center Max Curran, who plays for the Edmonton Oil Kings. 41 points in 31 games for the Oil Kings so far this season, having a pretty good year. Played for the Czechia team at the World Juniors. Left shot center, 6'3", about 190 pounds, drafted by the Avalanche. 5th round, 161st overall in 2024. So an Oil King is part of this Nazem Kadri deal. So that would be, that have to be the biggest trade of the day. I guess Justin Falk going to Detroit is significant. Braden Schenn going to the New York Islanders is fairly significant, but I guess those would be your top three from the day. I mean, some other guys moving. Bobby McMahon goes to Seattle from Toronto. Ryan Strome goes from Anaheim to Calgary for a 7th rounder. Scott Lawton, he gets traded to LA by Toronto for a conditional 3rd rounder. Tanner Pearson going to Buffalo from the Jets. Just a few of the notes from today. The Oilers not doing anything. They did their trades with Chicago earlier in the week. I guess kind of from overnight, John Carlson going to Anaheim from Washington would be pretty big. We'll talk about that one over the course of the show. But yeah, that's I guess going to be the big one of the day, at least in my mind, because the Avalanche are involved and Kadri won a cup with them a few years ago. Kadri to the Avalanche along with a 4th rounder. The Flames get a conditional first, a conditional second. Victor Olofsson, a current NHLer, and prospect Max Curran, who is currently playing for the Edmonton Oil Kings. All right, lots to talk about today. The Oilers have a game as well, and the 3 new guys are going to debut. Connor Murphy on defense will wear number 5. Center Jason Dickinson will wear number 16, and Colton Dach will wear number 34. So they're all expected to go. Also, the Oilers just announcing a few minutes ago that Josh Szymanski going back to Bakersfield. The expected Oilers lines, now it was an optional morning skate, so we're projecting the lines. McDavid with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman, that's a pretty safe projection. Draisaitl with Savoy and Roslovic, Dickinson with Podkolzin and Kapanen, Henrique with Frederick and Dach, Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Emerson, Wallman with Murphy. That was confirmed yesterday, Wallman with Murphy. Chris Knoblock talked about that. Tristan Jarry will be the Oilers goaltender. Tough go for him lately. He has been pulled in 2 of his last 3 starts. He's has a no decision. He got the no decision in Anaheim, even though he was pulled after allowing 5 goals. So his last 3 starts going backwards. Anaheim on February 25th, no decision. It was a 6-5 loss. In Calgary on February 4th, he took the loss 4-3. Against Minnesota on January 31st, he was pulled, allowed 5 goals, took the loss 7-3. His last win back on January 26th, he beat Anaheim 7-4 at Rogers Place. So he's trying to get things back on track for himself. Jarry against the Carolina Hurricanes, just 1 win in 8 decisions. He's 1-4-3, 3.39 goals against average. Those aren't great numbers. His save percentage, though, isn't bad against Carolina. 905 in his career. The Hurricanes are expected to start Brandon Bussey, the rookie sensation, fastest goalie ever to 20 wins. I guess he's actually too old to qualify for the Calder Trophy. He's already 27. 25-3-1 for the season. 25-3-1 for the season. 2.29 goals against average, 903 save percentage. Second and final meeting of the season between these two teams. The Oilers beat them in overtime back on November 15th in Carolina. Leon Draisaitl got the winner. They split their two games last year. Carolina won here in Edmonton way back on October 22nd, 2024. That was a 3-2 decision. All right, a lot to get to this afternoon. Happy to have you along for the ride here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. I'm Reid Wilkins. Jason Milne is away today. He's got a couple of kids at provincial basketball tournaments in Calgary. If you follow him on social media, you may have seen a video or two coming from that tournament. But I'm going to have a lot of great people joining me throughout the course of the show. Two of them are my colleagues. Tom Gazola is going to be on a little bit later. He has the Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show coming up at 6 o'clock, leading into the 7 o'clock game between the Oilers and the Canes. Tom will join me between 5 and 6. Ben Thompson's going to slide into studio as well. We're also going to go to Winnipeg to talk to Jamie Thomas from the Ground Control Podcast, the official podcast of the Winnipeg Jets. And Matt Sekeres will check in a little bit later as well from the Sekeres and Price podcast in Vancouver. So the Canucks made some deals. I mean, they traded Myers, they traded Garland. Maybe the thinking that they were going to do even more. But that's the deal there for Vancouver. Maybe we might wrangle somebody else. We'll see if we can get somebody out of Calgary, perhaps a little bit later on now that Kadri has been traded. How you doing today? Great to have you along for the ride. Man, oh man, going into the weekend here. Pretty nice out today. What is it, like +7 or something like that? Zachary Kubish is at the technical desk. Kub, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite well, Reid. Exciting day here at the EST offices. Mike the Michigan van bringing amazing snacks. I won't even call them snacks. He brought.
No, we
ribs.
got a meal. We got a full meal.
A full meal. It was.
There are now other treats from Casino Dealer J.
Oh
so we're pretty well taken care of.
But
yeah,
nice day out. Sun's shining. Everything's going great. NHL trade deadline hit. What else could you ask for on a Friday?
You know what we could ask for? We could ask for a trade deadline where trades actually happen that people care about.
And
when are we going to learn our lesson?
Deadline.
When are we going to... Now, I guess Kadri's a big trade. Schenn's significant. Is Falk significant anymore? I don't know. I guess.
He's up there. I think he's a tier below, like, whoa. Okay, this is
right
near Blockbuster. The biggest trade by far is a Kadri one.
And because Colorado's involved too, right? And there's the big race in the Central Division with Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota. Tell you what, we're happy to hear from you this afternoon, whether you want to talk trades, whether you want to talk specifically Oilers, or maybe you just want to talk or pick your own topic. We're fine with whatever. First of all, you can email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, REID. Send your limerick there. The theme for the limerick will be, what can we do for a theme today? Let's do just work in the name of a player who was traded today. You know, work in Kadri, Foligno, Falk. Well, be careful if you're working in Falk, I guess. Or I'll have to be careful reading it, perhaps.
Yeah, take that extra second.
Yeah, that'll be the limerick challenge for today. You can also text us, 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. So they got something exciting coming up. Friday, March 27th, it's the Unified MMA U68, Canada's top mixed martial arts promotion, comes back to the River Cree Resort and Casino. You can also stream it live on UFC Fight Pass. Go to Ticketmaster to get your tickets, rivercreeresort.com, the website for the River Cree Unified MMA U68. Pretty big deal that they're getting that. It is Friday, March 27th. And again, that text line, 780-218-9999. So, Koob, you're going to keep an eye on that today because it is an Oilers game day, so we will have a mystery athlete of the game. I'm going to give out the first clue in a few minutes, and you'll have to keep an eye out for a winner. I think this is going to be a fun... Well, I know I've said too much.
Oh.
We'll just leave it at that.
Okay, your clues...
We will have a mystery athlete of the day.
Your clues do usually lead listeners...
Well, my clues give it away. That's the point of the clues.
Yeah, well...
My clues flat out give it away.
If you ask me, clues are almost too easy most times.
Almost too easy. The mystery athlete of the game has become almost too easy. That's all right. You can get us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Those are excellent audio streaming apps. Make sure you favorite us or make us a frequent thing that you listen to, whatever you want to call it. Continue to let other people know how they can find Edmonton Sports Talk. That remains one of our primary missions here, is to continue to spread the word that we simply exist and are doing a great job. So if you listen to Edmonton Sports Talk on audio streaming apps, show other people quickly how easy it is to access on their phones. If you're watching us on YouTube today, if you have not done so already, then please subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk. And once you get in there, please click that thumbs up button.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Do not delay. Do not delay. Get in there and click right away. We try to, our bare minimum is 100 thumbs every show. Yesterday we got over 155, or pardon me. Yesterday we got over 155. So let's see how high we can go today. Let's put up an impressive number that'll make Jay Milne feel good when he checks in a little bit later on, because he'll be keeping an eye on the show and the thumbs and all that kind of stuff. And you can post in the nasty chat on YouTube as well. A lot of chatter going on there. That's the chat function down the right-hand side. Another way to reach me, but more importantly, often just chat with each other, because that kind of takes on a life of its own. All right, so let's do the first clue, Coop. Let's do it right now. Hudson's Canada's Pub, mystery athlete of the game. You're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. Now, just a reminder about the rules. You must text your guesses to 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, and maximum 3 guesses per person. So it's very easy for Coop to see how many times you guessed, because he clicks on your phone number and he can see every text you ever sent to the station.
And it helps that I can count to 3.
They have a date and time. That's a huge advantage, Coop.
It really is.
Thank you for pointing out your strengths and weaknesses.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
it's on his resume.
That's all I need to do.
Strength. Can count to 3 reliably.
Yes. Every day I look in the mirror and I try and count to 5, but sometimes I forget what comes after.
You got to take your socks off to count to 20.
Yes. All
right. So Hudson's Canada's Pub, mystery athlete of the game. Hudson's Canada's Pub, featuring $10 tankers and $6 tequila shots, or grab the $23.99 adult Happy Meal. That features the drive-in burger, fries, choice of beer, and a limited edition hockey puck bottle opener. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. The first clue is Mariners. Coop's going to throw those in the nasty chat as well as we move along. First clue is Mariners. Okay? We'll give clues throughout the show. You can text in whenever you feel like you might have the vibe, and maybe you'll win that $25 gift card. Fun stuff. Lots going on with your Edmonton Oilers. Lots going on in the hockey world in general. Let's give you the afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear. Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today.
This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. You're going to need your program at Rogers Place tonight. The locals roll out 3 new faces against the Windy Boys. Murphy's Law, Tricky Dicky, and Cool Colton are raring to go. Cookie Jarry will be between the pipes. The last time he won a game, my brother-in-law only had 2 mortgages. The trade deadline was about as exciting as watching submarine races along the North Saskatchewan. Hey, Jason Milne, is that a periscope in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I'm Chet Palmer.
Thank you, Chet.
Yes, the vertical tube optical instrument.
Did you have to look up what a periscope was?
No, I know what it was, but just a full definition.
The exact definition, yeah.
Yeah, allowing users to view surroundings from a hidden, submerged, or obstructed position.
Yeah, well, submarines are known for having periscopes.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing that they can see, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? When you're down in a submarine, is it you have to stand by the periscope? Like, I don't know what it is. If it's just a camera or seeing port, I mean, they have the whole ports and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Push the periscope up and then they look around.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he wanted to know if Jay had one in his pocket.
Well,
he's watching the submarine races along the North Saskatchewan River.
Probably a pretty hefty thing to carry.
There used to be, Coop, before you were born, there was a submarine racing league in the North Saskatchewan.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I do. No, you're not getting me with this one, Reid.
They could have had submarine races at West Edmonton Mall. Did you know the West Edmonton Mall had submarines? This I'm not making up.
They probably still do.
Come on, man. You knew that.
No.
West Edmonton Mall. Okay,
No.
so you know the what do they call it in Phase 3 where the Christopher Columbus ship is?
Yeah,
There's the bridge that goes over the water.
Yes.
The seal show is near there. Is it still seals or penguins or
Whatever it is, dolphins.
river lions?
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to dance for you, do you? Yeah. Well, you dance for me first, boy. So there were submarines. I don't think I ever went on them, but you went in a submarine, and they were each on a track, and they went around that watery area. I don't know what the name of it is. And there were 4 submarines. I believe that there was a point, maybe the whole time, that West Edmonton Mall had more submarines than the Canadian Navy, I believe.
No. Okay, the
They
Deep
took them
Sea
out.
Adventure submarine ride at West Edmonton Mall operated from 85 to 05 was a
you
premier
were born?
attraction featuring 4 26-passenger yellow submarines. It's like the Beatles song.
Yeah.
We all live
So
in
you
a
were
yellow
born at
submarine.
that time.
I was, but I don't think I didn't frequent West Edmonton Mall. I wasn't much
What
of a
year were you born?
mall walker.
04?
03.
03. So yeah, you would have been pretty young to drive a submarine.
No, I probably wouldn't
So
have.
yeah,
got
you
my
wouldn't really
license.
remember that even being in the mall.
No,
Yeah,
there's-
they had submarines from 85 to 06.
To 05. There's tons
okay.
of stuff from West Edmonton Mall that I didn't know that they had other live animals as well. Didn't they have flamingos?
So you know who you need to meet? Or
Best Edmonton Mall guy,
the best
right?
of the mall, Matthew
Yes.
Duchak. We should bring him in sometime. Maybe that'd be a fun thing to do in the summer. Because when I was working at Ched, when the Oilers would have their practice and or autograph session at West Edmonton Mall, maybe 3 times, I don't know, I want to say 3 times, maybe 4. I would do my show, I would do Inside Sports. It was 6 to 8. I would do it from West Edmonton Mall. Because then the autograph session was usually 6 to 8. So I'd always get in touch with Matthew, and I was like, hey, do you want to come talk about the mall? Matthew Duchak, Best Edmonton Mall. He's got a YouTube channel. He's the unofficial mall historian.
And I think one day I stayed up. I was going to go to bed at a reasonable time, and I found his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's got
and
great
just
stuff.
Went through the entire
They're excellent. They're like
playlist.
little mini documentaries on things that were at the mall.
I was enthralled by it, and even the building of West Edmonton Mall or South Edmonton, like he ventures elsewhere to other malls as well, and Heritage Mall when that was still a thing.
Right.
Amazing. I didn't know for the longest time the Oilers actually practiced there at the Ice Palace in the 80s.
I think it used to happen more often in the 80s. Now, well, there was one, I think it was in 2020, right before COVID, they had a practice and then stayed for the autograph session. And I did my show at the end of Bourbon Street, right near the statues. You know,
Okay,
there's
yeah.
a Lady of the Night statue. And Oscar Clefbaum and Gaetan Haas were signing autographs just to my left.
Wow.
There was a curtain between us, and then about 7:30, Clefbaum came over, did about a 3-minute interview. I've told this, I've never seen anybody use so much hand sanitizer in one shot.
I think
Because I had my hand sanitizer like just down below the table, sitting on top of my bag, and he came over and he pointed to it, like, can I use it? And I nodded, and he just like, because he's shaking hands with people all day, right? And they don't want to, because there was one year they had the autograph session and McDavid got sick right afterwards.
yes,
I'm pretty sure, I
yes.
can't remember what year that was.
I mean, yeah, you always got to be careful. Like even Dusty was talking about Chuck E. Cheese earlier today. I
Right.
mean, it might not be as bad, you know, kids picking their boogers and playing in the ball pit. But I mean, if you're shaking 100+ hands,
So
you got to be careful.
So anyway, there were submarines at West Edmonton Mall. I'm not making that up. What did I say before that was made up?
You said in the North Saskatchewan River they used to.
They used to have submarine races. Well, I mean, we couldn't see them if they.
True.
They could be racing all
Yeah.
the time, and
I
we
can't
don't even know.
prove you wrong. Yeah,
How do
there's
we
probably
even know?
one there right now.
So anyway, there's a fun fact. Koob, I feel good because I have actually educated you. I know that I really have added nothing to your life or career except annoyance, but now I have educated you about something to do with West Edmonton Mall.
Thank you, Reid.
All right. So that's pretty fun. So we're going to have a lot of trade deadline talk today, a lot of stuff on the Edmonton Oilers. We will have clips from Chris Knoblock, from Colton Dach, and Jason Dickinson. A great clip coming up from Jason Dickinson in the Well Understood in 5 or 10 minutes, like maybe clip of the year when he talks about his role on the team. I think that people are definitely going to appreciate that. So what else is going on this weekend? Well, it's good old spring forward. Now in BC, this is it. They're moving the clocks and then they don't touch them, right? So when Matt Sekeres comes on out of Vancouver. I want to ask him about that as well, because that's kind of a fun little side note. And I feel like this was really getting steam before COVID. There was really a lot of discussion. Let's pick a time, daylight time or savings time. Let's quit moving the clocks. It just messes around with people. You know, you go forward. I guess you got an extra hour that weekend. This weekend, when you fall back, this weekend when you spring forward, you lose the hour, right? So it can really mess up your sleep and all that kind of stuff. So we want to talk about that. That's kind of a fun thing. And that's what we're going to do for the off-topic topic. For William Huff, since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. I want to know, when do you move your clocks? For the clocks that you have to physically reset. Now, I know what your cell phone usually does it automatically. Your laptop, if you're on the internet, I guess. Your iPads or whatever tablet you're using, a lot of things might do it automatically, but not everything. If you wear a wristwatch, you're going to have to move it. I got a microwave, a stove. I still have a clock radio next to my bed, so it has the digital display. I got to move that. And I do have one analog clock in my kitchen. I've had it since university. It's over 30 years old. It's just a simple black clock with two white hands, and the numbers are, they're not Roman numerals, but it's like they're the sticks, like the bundles. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and then the 5 has like the bundle across
the
it.
slashes,
and then the 12 has like the slashes and 2 extra ones. So I have to, get up on a chair and spin that one back. I have started, I've started doing this unless I'm out or covering a hockey game, but I'll definitely do it before I go to bed. And I might even do it tomorrow, if I'm home, it's Saturday night, several hours before bed. Like if it's 8 o'clock, I might just say, to heck with it, I'm just going to move everything forward now. You know what I mean? So I want to know, when do you actually move your clocks? I talked to Trev this morning, and he's like, I don't know, a couple of weeks after the fact. He's like, I'm too lazy to do it. So I'm like, you don't move your clocks, but you just tell yourself, oh, I know it's actually 5, not 4, because I know I haven't moved that clock yet.
It's difficult to do that. Like for Trev, I'm sure he uses his phone probably as an alarm, as I do as a backup. I also have my own clock to make sure I wake up at the right time. But for the time change to happen at 2 a.m, where it jumps to
I wonder how many people think
well.
they have to do it at that time.
Yeah.
I got to stay up. I got to stay up. I got to move it at exactly that time.
I thought that at one point too, but
that was the exact, it's like a legal thing. Coop, you moved your clocks early.
Yeah,
You're going to fine.
bylaw. Yeah, exactly. You're going to get, if you get caught, you're going behind
Yeah, like
bars for the
Smurfy
night.
says, 2 a.m., the official time to change time. Don't miss it.
Yeah. And then you have to wait a full year if you don't get it right at that
that's
2
right.
o'clock.
Then you got to
2:01? No,
you missed it.
Yeah. Usually I would do it almost right away. I do have a clock on my wall that I use from time to time. It's more of just a piece that's there. Like
Right.
I always check it on my phone or my laptop. Everything's so digitized now that there's almost, I'm not going to say clocks are obsolete, but I can kind of say, oh, whoa, is it really 6? Oh, no.
So the interesting thing is, we're on daylight time way longer than we're on standard time. Like this is going to be daylight time starting tomorrow. We've only been on standard time since November, right? Big Uke says, I don't move anything and wait till it goes back. So your clock will be wrong though, Uke, for either 8 months of a year or 4 months of the year. It's not 6 and 6. I think when I was a kid, I feel like it used to be more like 6 months of each, that we wouldn't move the clocks forward till April or something like that. So when do you move them? Like a lot of people saying, get up Sunday morning and do it. I'd sooner do it before bed, so I'm waking up to the correct time, as opposed to thinking like, oh, I'm waking up at 8. Oh, it's already 9.
Right.
So
That's a good way to prep yourself.
Simple question today. When do you move your clocks when it's time to adjust the clocks?
Well, sort of similar to Big Uke's, our microwave at home, living with the fam, it was set the wrong way when we fell back. So it's just been that same time. It's been an hour ahead the entire time, so
Right.
it'll go back to normal time. Now, I guess starting tomorrow. Another one here, Sheldon, not in a white garbage truck, saying he also doesn't move his clocks. He's just late half the year.
Okay.
But it's not half.
It's
right?
Well, it's either 8 months or 4 months,
Right.
depending on when you don't move them. Sheldon is not in a white garbage truck.
Not in a white.
No,
garbage
that's
truck.
suspicious. Because he still could be in a garbage truck. It's just not white.
What if it's blue or
Right.
green?
Like I think he's trying to. Yeah, I think he's trying to get us off his scent.
Conniving.
I hope he's laughing at that reply. Kelvin says, I'm with you, Reid. I usually move the clocks around supper time, so I fool myself into going to bed at 10:30. LOL. Mex says, I used to eat my clocks, but it was too time consuming. Okay, Mex. Groaner of the year. Rob from the Grove just says he does it before bed. I think I know there's probably going to be two common answers, either right before bed or right when you get up. But I think we might get some kooky ones, like Trev saying, I just do it when I remember a couple weeks later, and I just tell myself that clock is wrong.
Yeah. Trev probably doesn't go by clocks anyway. He
Well, and
just reads the sun.
Trev can out blink a clock. He can go longer without blinking than a clock can, apparently. Jasmine in the nasty chat, Jasmine's on that hangout show we got a couple times a week. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's always hanging out.
Yeah, I've met her in person. Yeah.
Have you?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've even talked to her.
She's famous.
Well, I think I'm a pretty big deal too if I get to talk to her by association. Yeah. Jasmine says, according to my cousin's dissertation, did I say that right? Dissertation? Dissertation?
Yes, I think.
It is bad for your health to keep moving the clocks and should stay the same. And I think Matthew even said it's better, that standard time is better than daylight time. But now Vancouver or BC is going to stay on daylight time, but I still think it's better not to move them. El Presidente says, I'm going to the game tonight. Well, maybe I'll see him there. Nice. I'm going as well. All right. We lost some time with the clock talk. We do have plenty of hockey talk coming up. Again, one of the best clips of the season, I think, is coming up from Jason Dickinson. Here's the Coob with your sports update.
Murphy, Jason Dickinson, and Colton Dach all make their Oilers debut as Edmonton plays host to Carolina. Tristan Jarry gets a nod in between the pipes. Check in right here on EST. Tom Gazola, Ben Thompson hit the airwaves at 6 o'clock for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show to tee up the matchup only on EST. Other Oilers news, Matthias Janmark officially done for the season after undergoing surgery to address an undisclosed injury with optional practice today. There was an update. Josh Szymanski has been loaned to the Bakersfield Condors. Staying out west, the Avalanche, they've acquired Nazem Kadri and a mid-round pick from the Flames in exchange for a conditional first and second rounder, both in 2028, along with Oil King Max Curran and Victor Olofsson. Calgary retains 20% of Kadri's $7 million salary, the 35-year-old, under contract for the next 3 seasons. Bobby McCann, he's been dealt from the Leafs to the Kraken for a second rounder in next year's draft and a 4th round pick for this season. Toronto also sending Scott Laughton to the Kings for a conditional 3rd round selection. On the field, ESPN's Adam Schefter reporting that the Texans have released Joe Mixon, and in the association, it's the Spurs and Clippers matching up for a total of 7 games on tonight's schedule. This sports update is brought to you by Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at saythereidsportmed.ca to book an appointment. Today, the oil understood for GCL Diesel. Next up, I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Two guys and a goalie.
From the time I first started doing it till now, and going back to when I, at the old place, as a transition from playing hockey to not, it has just been, I'll get emotional, sorry. It's been a blessing and a joy. And I love you guys. I love you guys. And it means a lot, so appreciate it. I wasn't going to do this. But
Two Guys and a Goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
Get ready for a boot-stomping good time with Gord Bamford. Live in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Gord Bamford, March 20th, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino and CFCW. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our espresso martinis and our cracked pepper and sea salt dry ribs. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Sentinel Storage congratulates Team Canada for all their perseverance, dedication, and commitment, for representing our country so well. Our athletes make us proud to call Canada home. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and official storage partner of Team Canada.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. Jason Milne is off today. You got me, you got the Coop. We're going to have a variety of guests throughout the course of the show to talk about the Oilers deadline, about the Oilers and the Hurricanes, about some of the other trades that have happened around the National Hockey League. Again, pretty big one here that wasn't reported until after the trade deadline. Nazem Kadri going from Calgary to Colorado along with a fourth-round pick. The Flames get a conditional first-rounder, a conditional second-rounder, Victor Olofsson, and a prospect by the name of Max Curran. If you're like, hey, I know that name. Well, yes, you do. He plays for the Edmonton Oil Kings, having a pretty good season with 41 points in 31 games. He was on the Czechia World Junior team, so that is pretty significant there. Colorado, Minnesota, Dallas, the cream of the Western Conference, all in the Central Division, so they're all trying to outdo each other. Oilers and Hurricanes coming up tonight, 7 o'clock at Rogers Place. Let's get into the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood. All right. So I always give the special team stats. because I think those are important. We have the Oilers with the number one power play in the National Hockey League. It is at 32.9%. Hurricanes power play, not bad, 11th, 22.6%. Hurricanes PK, kind of in that same range, 80%, that is 13th. As you know, the Oilers PK, not good at all, 26th in the National Hockey League, 76.7%. Couple of new guys, specifically Murphy and Dickinson, are going to be tasked with helping with that. So it was an optional morning skate for the Oilers. Of course, the two new guys coming in hit the ice. I want to play this clip. I'll probably play it more than once over the course of the show. This is Jason Dickinson about his role, his approach to his role.
My favorite thing about doing what I do is seeing the frustration, seeing the will to win come out of guys during the game. You know, it's a battle, it's a fight the entire time, and seeing the frustration build is a win for me, and I love seeing that, because at the same time it usually creates offense later in the game. It might not happen right away, and it might be a 50-50 game for the first period, the second period, but then it's the longevity to stay with it for the third period, where I'm absolutely grinding them down and they just don't want to do it anymore.
Love hearing that. Jason Dickinson wants to break you if you're an opponent. I love hearing that. Now, he's saying that, and he's backed it up most of his career. So this is not just empty words from Jason Dickinson. He knows how to play. He knows what he has to do. And I love hearing this on this team that for a lot of this year has struggled to find its defensive mojo, has struggled to play, with a lot of swagger or with a lot of that grinding mentality. I love that he says, I want to go up against great players on other teams and I want to see them break. I want them to know that I outlasted them, that I stayed with them for the entire night and I shut them down. I love hearing that. I love that attitude. Of course, he knows his role, but I love that he can put it into words like that. Let's play it again.
My favorite thing about doing what I do is seeing the frustration, seeing the will to win come out of guys during the game. You know, it's a battle, it's a fight the entire time, and seeing the frustration build is a win for me, and I love seeing that, because at the same time it usually creates offense later in the game. It might not happen right away, and it might be a 50-50 game for the first period, the second period, but then it's the longevity to stay with it for the third period, where I'm absolutely grinding them down and they just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I like that. I think you have to have that attitude about playing defense in any sport. You have to find some enjoyment in frustrating your opponent. I mean, there has to be some sort of joy in knowing that you are continually stopping somebody and frustrating them in terms of them trying to score. Goals in hockey, points in football, baskets in basketball, whatever. And I'm glad to hear that, because I don't think there are enough Oilers players who have that attitude. Now, certainly there are some Oilers players who are paid more to score, but we've seen a team that for a lot of the time has looked sort of disinterested or confused when it comes to defending, or it's something that they know they have to do, but it's almost beneath them. So I'm glad that Jason Dickinson says, not only is this not beneath me, it's actually my job. It's actually the reason I'm in the NHL. And not only that, I actually love doing it. I love getting in the way and wearing a guy down. I love going out there shift after shift and letting my opponent know I am not going away. And by the end of the third period, I'm still going to be here, and I don't think you will be, or at least you won't be playing as well. So I like that attitude. I'm glad that he verbalized it. Is it going to rub off on his teammates? I don't know, but I'm glad that he has that. Amishman in the Nasty Chat says, I think Knoblock will play him well more than 9 minutes because he'll trust him in tough situations. Let's hope so. Derek says, well, Reid Wilkins, I'm impressed. Something positive about the Oilers that you said. Kind of wording that a bit like Yoda. is Derek. Well, Reid Wilkins, I'm impressed. Something positive about the Oilers that you said. A little bit of Yoda-esque from Derek. I know what he means there.
It's a great thing to hear because you've played the clip. We've heard Lester the Cat throughout this entire Oilers lineup prior to these moves that they want to do these things, but they just don't execute it on the ice level. And this guy's saying it how it is. Matter of fact, he's straight to business and says, yeah, this is my responsibility. This is why I'm here, and I'm more than happy to do it. This is what I signed up for, to play hockey. And now I'm here sporting the orange and blue, and I'm excited to get to things tonight against the Hurricanes.
Colton Dach, local guy, 10th in the National Hockey League in hits. He knows he has to bring some physicality.
I mean, for me, I think a lot of it's probably in the forecheck, trying to wear a defenseman down. I think if you get on them early enough in the game, they're not really going to want to go back for pucks, trying to wear them down. When there's a chance to make a big hit, you make a big hit, you follow through with it, and just kind of use my size.
All right, so they're in. Connor Murphy is in as well, and Knoblock says the new guys are going to jump right in here.
I think right now, with the players that we got, I think we'll come in here pretty easily. Obviously, Dickinson will be our third-line centerman, and something that we've been shuffling around quite a bit. But, it's not that and Doc will be on the bottom six and play a, checking, hard-nosed kind of game. And Murphy, there may be some shuffling with him, finding a deep partner for him, but right now we'll start with Wallman, and hopefully that works out well. But I just think that the players that we get just kind of have a spot, a position. So I think it's really easy to insert those guys in the lineup. Easier.
All right. Well, but players who have roles, they're not players who are being brought in and asked to fill a role that they haven't filled at other points in their career. So hopefully that pays off for the Oilers. Edmonton 30-24-8, 68 points. Carolina 39-16-6, 84 points. They're the top team in the Eastern Conference. At home, the Oilers record is okay, 16-10-4. Pretty good road team, the Hurricanes. They're 16-8-4 away from home. Still some people asking what numbers the new guys are going to wear. If you missed that earlier, I'll give it out. Murphy, number 5. Dickinson, number 16. Colton Dach, number 34. It is 3:42. Ben Thompson's going to slide in for a chat here as well. Here comes the Coop.
Murphy, Jason Dickinson, and Colton Dach all make their Oilers debut as Edmonton plays host to Carolina, with Tristan Jarry getting the start. Check in with Tom Gazola, Ben Thompson on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. They hit the airwaves at 6 right here on EST. Other Oilers news: Matthias Janmark, he's out for the season, undergoing surgery to address an undisclosed injury. And Josh Szymanski has been loaned to the Bakersfield Condors. Staying out west, the Avalanche, they've made a splash acquiring Nazem Kadri and a mid-round pick from the Flames in exchange for a conditional first and second rounder. Each of those picks in 2028. Also acquiring Max Curran and Victor Olofsson in the move. Calgary retains 20% of Kadri's $7 million salary, the 35-year-old, under contract for the next 3 seasons. From Toronto, Bobby McCann, he's been dealt to Seattle, second rounder in next year's draft and a 4th-round pick going back to the Leafs. Toronto also sending Scott Lawn to the Kings for a conditional 3rd. To the field, NFL Network's Ian Rappaport stating that Dalton Schultz has agreed to terms on a 1-year extension worth just over $12.5 million to stay with the Texans. And in the association, it's the Spurs and Clippers matching up for a total of 7 games on tap tonight. Ben Thompson in studio next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
the oil stream.
Their deadline cap space projected at $12,009. Projected playoff cap space, $1,963,334.
This is shaping up to be maybe not a great season. That's sort of where I've been looking, for a while. And even at the beginning of the season, I think I had them at 96 or 97 points.
The oil stream presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Get ready for a boot stomping good time with Gord Bamford. Live in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Gord Bamford, March 20th, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino and CFCW. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Must you click? Click. Must you click?
There it is, the world famous Thumb Click remix is put together by Zachary Kubish. If you're watching on YouTube this afternoon, click that thumbs up button. We want to get to at least 100. Then we see if we can get to 155, but 100 first. We're 30 thumbs away from 100, so if you haven't already clicked the thumbs up, please do so. Very, very quickly, trade deadline has come and gone. Nazem Kadri, the big deal of the day. We'll discuss that and a couple other things here with Ben Thompson, who's joined me here in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Real fans know the move. Arrive early. Happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse runs Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. Get in, get comfy, get happy at the Canadian Brewhouse. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm great, Reid. How are you?
Doing very well. So what do you think of the deadline? This is your first time working at a sports station for the trade deadline?
Yeah, it was. Pretty boring. I'm just gonna be flat out honest. Like it was. I think you guys compared the numbers on Oil Stream. A lot, not a whole lot of trades on the specific trade deadline day. Right. Today, which wasn't great, but there were some past deadline moves that got approved. That made things exciting, including Nazem Kadri going back to Colorado, which is the rich get richer in this metaphor that I'm using.
That'll help them.
That's a big piece for them.
Okay, we want to talk about some of the deals and a couple storylines for the Oilers game tonight, but first I got to do this.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta. It's time to turn up the fun with the Play Alberta app, your digital destination for casino, live dealers, lottery, instants, and of course, sports betting. You want to go under sports betting, look for EST specials either on the app or on playalberta.ca. Several opportunities on which to sprinkle the EST afternoon. Screw it, let's do it. Parlay is there. The silliest parlay is there. Lots of things. Jay's play of the day is what we focus on this show. So Jay's off. So I put this in. Focused on one of the new guys. Okay? Connor Murphy, 2 or more blocked shots.
Oh.
And then we got a Draisaitl point, and we got a Nugent Hopkins point.
Okay.
It has been boosted. It's 3-1. 3.05 to 1. Basically 3-1. So Connor Murphy, 2 or more blocked shots. Draisaitl to get at least a point. Nugent Hopkins to get at least a point. Was it on the way most people do the odds? Plus
205.
Plus 205?
Yep.
Okay. So there it is. So you can. I'm going to sprinkle on that right now.
Look at that.
Oh, you know what I already did earlier? I forgot.
I'll join you.
I won't do it again. That is Jay's Play of the Day, presented by Play Alberta.
It's Jay, it's Play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's Play of the Day. It's Jay's Play of the Day. Jay's Play of the Day.
All right, so Nazem Kadri goes to Colorado along with a 2027 fourth rounder. The Flames get a conditional 2028 first rounder, a conditional 2027 second rounder. Victor Olofsson, who's a little over 400 games of NHL experience, and Max Curran, who has not yet played in the NHL. He's currently a member of your Edmonton Oil Kings. Calgary retaining 20% of Kadri's salary. What do you think of this one, Ben?
I mean, what a move for Colorado. I think a lot of people made the connection that I think Kadri would want to go back to Colorado. I knew it was a tough decision for him to leave right after winning a Stanley Cup. He played that second line center role so perfectly there. Goes to Calgary and it does not go go the way I think he was expecting it to. I think he was expecting Calgary to be a good team, and they haven't been the past couple of years. So, I mean, you go from playing on a bottom feeding Calgary team right now to the best team in the NHL. I imagine he's fired up. But you paid a pretty price though for if you're Colorado. They got to haul back if you're Calgary, and good business I think for both sides. I'm curious to see how it works out for Colorado. They have the hardest probably road to a Cup final than any other team in the NHL. So this will be. We'll see if the deal works out. Only one team really wins the trade deadline. It's the one who wins Stanley Cup. So
Minnesota got Nick Foligno.
Yep. Plays with his brother now.
They got Bobby Brink.
Yep.
Decent player. Dallas got Bunting. How many teams is this for him now?
6.
6?
His 6th team with Tyler Myers.
And they got Tyler Myers, who, I mean, you know what I feel about Tyler Myers.
I actually don't know your opinion, but I think he's the softest 6'8" man on in the NHL. Personally, I don't think he plays a hard game at all. And I was
he's big, so he gets to keep playing because he takes up space.
Yes.
Tyler Myers takes up a lot of space.
Yes.
That is the best thing you can say about him.
Yep.
He does not move well. He does not handle the puck well. He commits a lot of turnovers relative to other defensemen, but he's in the NHL because he's an incredibly large human being.
Yep.
Then he makes you take the long way to the net.
I was very happy to see that he is not in Edmonton. To me, he was the bottom of the list of guys I'd want to see on this decor. But
I realize he has his strengths, but he's also one of those guys that I feel like if he's on the other team, that's an advantage for Team A. If he's 100%. On Team B, it's an advantage that he can be exploited.
Yep.
Now, for Dallas, functional depth, I suppose.
Yep.
On the blue line. So I guess of those 3 teams making the race in the Central, I mean, Kadri's the biggest move, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And I said on Hello Hockey on Saturday, like, I didn't know if Colorado needed to do that much. Like, they were already the best team in the NHL. Everything's gelling for them. But I guess doesn't hurt the team at all by bringing Kadri, especially a guy that's been there already. I mean, they took a big swing right as the deadline was expiring. So I mean, good for them. That's the better team just got better, and that's scary for everyone in the West.
Now, having said that, Dallas has won 10 in a row.
Yep.
So
conference final 3 years. 3 years.
Oh yeah, 3 years in a row they've been to the conference final. All under Pete DeBoer. Pete DeBoer went to the conference final 3 years in a row. He's not coaching, eh?
No, he's still out in the open. I think he was focusing on the Olympics, but now that that's done, I was surprised. Honestly, I thought LA Kings would have won.
When I heard LA fired Hiller, I was like, okay, there's DeBoer.
Yeah.
Holland just waited a little bit until after the Olympics. And now he's bringing in DeBoer. But that didn't happen.
Yeah. DJ Smith is taking over as intern.
Right.
Which, I mean, I don't know. I'd imagine they go get a big guy in the offseason.
Now, what did you think? There's a lot of good for Anaheim that they got John Carlson. Yep. What do you think?
I mean, to me, it's not the same degree necessarily, but it's like the Panarin. It's like the Panarin to the LA Kings trade for me. A great ad, obviously. You know, the team got better. Panarin to the Kings, now John Carlson to the Ducks. But to me, it doesn't change the overall trajectory of the Anaheim Ducks. To me, they'll make playoffs. They'll most likely be a first round exit, if not a second round exit. To me, like they don't scream conference final. You know, to me, we've talked about it a lot in pre and post. They remind me so much of the 2017 to 2020 Edmonton Oilers, where it is just high flying, run and gun. They're willing to trade chances with you, and they'll just take their, it's basically just they'll take chances, and if that costs them goals against, it is what it is. Like they just play a very high, lots of speed, run and gun style, and I just don't think that's a recipe for success in the playoffs when things tighten up. So, but again, though, John Carlson, man, that is a fantastic veteran you're getting from the Washington Capitals, which I don't think anyone really had on a draft or a trade board. Like, I don't think anyone was picturing John Carlson getting moved, especially in that way, and especially to Anaheim. But another great ad, paid a first round pick, but I still don't think they're a team that's going to win their side of the bracket, in my opinion, personally. I think it's out of Edmonton and Vegas.
They have Jackson Lacombe on the back end, 41 points in 61 games.
Great defenseman.
Trouba has 28 points in 60 games. I mean, he's a well-established player.
Yeah.
Their other defensemen all have 20 points or less, but I mean, they have Radko Gudas, the big slab of beef back there. Carlson is 36.
Yep.
Has 46 points in 55 games. Last year, he had 51 and 79. The year before that, 52 and 82. I mean, he's had a couple. Well, he was over a point a game with Washington, granted 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But he, going into his mid-30s, hasn't really. You could argue maybe it's slightly slowed down his production.
Yes.
Slightly.
Yeah.
From the late 20s. So, but you're saying, okay, if I were to, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but let me ask you if this is a fair way to summarize what you're saying. You're saying Anaheim went out and got more of what they have.
Yes.
Whereas the Oilers went out and got what they were missing, in your opinion.
Okay. 100%. Yep. It's funny, I was talking about with Joaquin in the bullpen. It's funny hearing, and I'm not going to act like I know more than some of the people that have covered the game for years or whatever, but it's funny hearing out-of-market people talk about the Oilers desperately needing a goaltender instead of the defenseman that they brought in. And when I hear that take, it's just okay, you looked at the numbers and you've just taken the previous narrative and just applied it to this. Oh yeah, okay. And yes, Tristan Jarry has not been great in his time in Edmonton. He hasn't been. But you can't tell me you've watched these past, I think it's 11 games where the Oilers have been the worst goals against average amongst the NHL. You can't sit there and tell me that it's all the goaltending. It has been, the biggest problem has been their defense. And so they bring in Connor Murphy, who's a solid shutdown guy, right-hand shot, which they needed. Jason Dickinson, who's played against some elite competition these past couple of years. He's a solid third-line shutdown center. Got a little bit more physical with Colton Dach. They made not the sexy trades, but the ones that were necessary. Did they pay a lot? Yeah, they did. But that, like we've talked about, that all probably stems from the Jarry trade at the start of the year. They've had to make up some mistakes they made. But yes, would Sergei Bobrovsky have been a better upgrade on Tristan Jarry? Of course.
Sure.
But that was going to be a ridiculously hard trade to make. And on top of that, I'm very curious to see how this team looks with hopefully a better defensive system and better defensive effort in front of those goalies.
All right, Carolina, good thoughts. I'll talk more about this over the course of the show too. Carolina's in tonight. Brandon Bussi is the goaltender. Bussi, 25-3-1. I don't know a lot about this guy. Well, then again, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
So and it's his first. He'd be too old for the Calder Trophy, would he not?
27 years old, I believe, is not fit the cut. No.
Right. Now, I'm not saying he would win it.
No.
But
that's Schaefer.
So where did he play? He was in the minors. He was
what a warrior.
7 years ago, he's in the USHL.
Yeah.
Played Western Michigan, Providence Bruins. Played in Maine in the ECHL. Back to Providence. Winds up with Carolina. And but About 3 weeks ago, he got a 3-year contract worth $5.7 million. So he has the record for the fastest to 20 wins, and then he had 21 wins in 25 games. So that was the record. He set a new record for your most wins in the first 25 games. It was previously held by Andrew Hammond and Bill Durnan. Now, Hammond was the Hamburglar.
Yep.
Bill Durnan played like in the 40s.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Or sorry, I guess mostly in the 30s. Yeah. No, when did he? Oh, no, he didn't make the NHL until 1944.
Wow.
Yeah, he played a lot of Allen Cup level hockey. He played for the Kirkland Lake Blue Devils. That's where Alan Thicke and Sid Smith are both from.
Wow.
So anyway, this goaltender has done something extremely rare. We expect him to start tonight. I mean, Frederick Anderson is their other goalie on the roster. He's not having a good year. He's .874 save percentage. Bussy is .903. So this is another interesting story for this Carolina team. They got this hot, I guess we don't call him a young goaltender, but a hot, relatively new to the NHL goaltender.
It's a really cool story. And I think for goalies, usually it takes them longer to develop and become the goalies that I think they're, NHL level, I should say. But really cool story. To me, this is like, I think if you're an Oilers fan, you're wanting like a goalie to turn out like this is a Connor Unger type story. You know what I mean? Where he's bounced around a lot. He's made his way up. He's making a name for himself right now. I understand he got sent down back to the ECHL, but it wasn't his fault. It was just the Oilers didn't get picked up. So, I mean, really cool stuff. They had the records and everything. 903. I mean, Carolina, they're leading their division. Yeah, they are. So,
yeah, they're leading the East.
I wonder if so first of all, this guy comes out of nowhere. Kochetkov was the other goalie that they had with Freddie Anderson, and their big problem the past couple of years has been goaltending. I wonder what kind of season they have if Brandon Bussy doesn't have the year he's having. An 8.74 for Frederick Anderson is brutal. Right. And Kochetkov had his struggles when he was playing too. So, good for them. I don't know if he's like their long-term guy. He's 27, so you got more years ahead of him.
Kochetkov has a hip injury, right?
Yes, I believe he's done for the year.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so this is your tandem, and I believe Freddie Anderson is a UFA. And his contract is done after this year. So I'd imagine that they're going to probably run with Bussy until the wheels fall off. And I guess, you'll see if it's a flash in the pan with him this year or if he's an actual, starting goaltender for, the rest of his career. I'm curious to see.
Well, is it bad to say you bring up outside view from or on the Oilers with goaltending being the issue now?
Yeah.
Is it defense that is really helping those numbers as well? Because those numbers are outstanding. It's hard to take anything away from a guy like that. But is it, they put good defense in front of him? Will he just play better because of that?
The Carolina D-core, I'm a big fan of. That to me is the difference. The Oilers D-core does not stack up against Slavin, Keandre Miller, Sean Walker, Ghost Despair, Nikishin as a young Russian defenseman.
Well, if I recall correctly, they don't play him a lot. Slavin's one of the best guys at defending McDavid.
Yes. He's one of in my opinion, he's the best defensive defenseman in the NHL.
You think so?
Yeah.
Norris Trophy?
Well, depends what you.
Isn't that the position?
The defensive defenseman, Slavin probably should have one, but I think that trophy has definitely been awarded to probably the best offensive defenseman.
Yeah, usually. All right,
Carlson.
Benny, great stuff. 780-218-9999 is how people can text us. That's the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can check out the River Cree mobile app. It's free to download. Get exclusive offers and promotions. Get show tickets. Make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants. It is safe, secure, and it is easy to use. That's where you can text in your guesses for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Okay, first correct guess gets a $25 GC. Coob, you're still keeping an eye on the text line. What did the one fellow say? You should read that one.
Yeah, let me get this up here. Okay.
I believe Casino Dealer Jay came and got his mystery athlete card earlier today.
Oh, sick. Okay.
But we had some feedback about the Oilers moves.
Yes.
From somebody.
Bruins fan Chris setting Edmonton's getting throttled tonight by Carolina. I can't wait to see those plugs miss the playoffs.
Is this Shaggy on a different account?
Perhaps. I don't know if somebody changed the name.
I'm a Bruins fan. Has he texted in before?
He's texted.
Is he in Alberta or is he a Massachusettsian?
I don't know that far, but
you can't see the phone number.
Frequent inboxer.
Yeah,
you can check his.
Let's check.
It could happen. This is a team that could throttle the Oilers. Sorry, Coop.
780.
He is a 780.
Okay. Yeah. Huh. Well, yeah, this is that's shaggy. I've worked a lot of pre and post game shows. I recognize those. I'm just kidding, but it would be really rough to see them get throttled tonight.
Well, it could happen. Carolina's good.
They're a good team. They are. But
we'll see. These moves by the Oilers, are they they are appropriate? I think is what Tom said.
Yeah,
adequate. Yeah. Can they? I guess you'd say can they lead to the team being more than the sum of its parts? You know, like can a couple players make a huge difference in terms of how they defend and sort of just their defensive posture. But they could fail, and then Bruins. What's his name? Bruins fan Chris.
Yes.
Then he's going to be laughing all the way to the bank. He'll be laughing. He won't be alone. He'll be laughing all the way to change his clocks tomorrow night.
Well, he did say something was laughable, mentioning the Dickinson comments, how he spoke about his role. Yeah, he said...
I didn't like those either, eh?
Yeah, because he said, because I seen him break people down in Chicago. That's bleeping laughable, man.
Okay.
Very happy guy.
Yeah, I saw would be the correct word to use there. I saw.
That's
him.
exactly what came in, though. I'm just reading. Don't shoot the messenger.
No, I know. I know you were reading it the way he wrote it and emphasizing that word. So I think you were baiting me into saying something there, Coop. Second clue is 1991 champion. So the first clue, Mariners. Second clue, 1991 champion. All right, first correct guess, maximum 3 guesses per person to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. We'll get that $25 GC. What's coming up tonight, buddy?
The GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show gets going right after your show here at 6 o'clock. Matt Cassian's final pre- and post-game show tonight. It'll be pretty emotional working with Cass for the last time here. We'll cover, obviously, the Oilers and Hurricanes tonight, see what happens here, see if they get throttled. Then we'll talk about it right after on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. That should get going right around 10 o'clock.
Okay, so we got buying or selling coming up. We're going to have Jamie Thomas out of Winnipeg talk a little bit about the Jets and maybe his view of that Central Division. He's coming up at about 4:20. Here's the 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop.
Talk about Buffalo or Winnipeg being maybe at the top of a lot of those markets or places people don't want to go. Edmonton, at the very least, used to be up there, and I still they're not. I think the most
McDavid for sure.
Yeah, they're not the most desirable destination. And for the Oilers overall, it's like that's to convince people to come to Edmonton. Part of it was, we'll just throw you in the no trade clause. We'll give you term and we'll give you the trade protection.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Edmonton, be part of history. Support Canada Soccer's men's national team as they battle Uzbekistan in the final send-off series ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. Hi, it's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Connor Murphy, Jason Dickinson, and Colton Dach all make their Oilers debut tonight as the Oilers play host to the Hurricanes. Tristan Jarry gets a start for that one, and Tom Gazola, Ben Thompson hit the airwaves at 6 o'clock for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. That gets going right here on EST. Other Oilers news, Josh Szymanski has been loaned to the Condors, while Matthias Janmark is officially done for the year, undergoing surgery to address an undisclosed injury. And some trade news around the league. The Avalanche acquiring Nazem Kadri from the Flames in exchange for a conditional first-rounder and a second-rounder, plus Max Curran and Victor Olofsson. Calgary retains 20% of Kadri's deal, worth $7 million over the next 3 seasons. At the Briar, Canada's Brad Jacobs and Manitoba's Braden Calvert just getting underway on the field. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport stating that Dalton Schultz has agreed to terms on a 1-year extension worth over $12.5 million to stay in Houston. Over to the association, there's 7 games on tap, including the Spurs and Clippers tipping off. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, hope you had a great afternoon. Trade deadline has come and gone. The Oilers did not do anything today. The new guys will debut tonight. Murphy, Dickinson, Dach against the Carolina Hurricanes, 7 o'clock at Rogers Place. We will have your GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6 with Tom Gazola and the final pre- and post-game shows for Matt Cassian, who's been a great colleague here and is moving on to another opportunity that he tells us will be Oilers adjacent. I think he will explain what that is at a time of his choosing. Did get a limerick here from El Presidente. At the National Hockey League deadline, the rumors ran quick, with GMs all gambling for one extra pick. Kadri packed up his gear, Garland switched teams this year, and fans check their phones every minute. Click, click. Pretty good rhyming by El Presidente. Maybe needs to just pick up the pacing a little bit, but a good effort nonetheless, I think. I'm pretty picky with the limericks, eh? I hope I don't intimidate people from writing limericks.
They got to be right, though. I mean, we all, of course, appreciate any limerick that's sent in, but you got to do justice to the poem as well. It's not just a poem. It's AABBA.
Yes, it's a limerick.
Short lines and three and four.
Got to be quick, like 4 or 5 syllables. Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, but that was pretty good, though. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
that wasn't bad. Yeah, you can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com. What did I say? It's the theme for the limerick today is work in a name or two of a traded player. Yeah. El Presidente, you did great. You don't have to apologize. I just happened to give feedback. Jasmine in the Nasty Chat says, I envy people who don't have a life. Come on. Is that directed at the host? I have a very rich life. The other day, I sat around and did nothing.
I like doing that too, Reid.
We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Skip the couch and hit the Canadian Brewhouse, your home for every puck drop, every goal, and every cheer. With ice-cold drinks, massive screens, and the best fans in town this hockey season, our house is your Arena. All right, so the new guys, Dickinson and Dach spoke today, as did Knoblock, and we're going to bring you buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or the Instagram handle of Damon Bunting Real Estate. Here is, all right, so Dickinson, Murphy, going to go in there on the PK. The Oilers' PK, not good for the season, 26th. They have had a couple of decent stretches, but generally not good. I mean, it really hasn't been good since before the Olympic break. And Knoblock says it'll be no problem for these new guys to jump in on the PK.
As for the penalty kill, very similar to what Chicago was doing, so it's not that it's a complete different penalty kill. We anticipate them on the kill tonight. We will be using both of those guys. Now there'll be some nuances that are a little bit different, but we feel the sooner the better getting them playing.
Yeah, so he thinks that he could jump in, both guys can jump in there, fit in on the penalty kill. We'll see. That's going to be a big thing. Here's, I'm going to have to change the language. BMAC T posting in the nasty chat. Hey, try not to use the naughty language in there, okay? It's family friendly. He says, we are going to find out really fast how this Oilers team is starting tonight. Wake the blank up, boys, and play like it's Game 7. Well, I get that sentiment, and I think for the most part, I agree with it. We need to see something else from this team. Like sort of a level of interest and consistency that is there from the opening faceoff. Not, let's see how the game goes, and then we'll decide how we're going to play. Or not, we're down 4-2. I guess we better wake up. And then the coach has to put the offensive players on the ice. I've gotten tired of that term sense of urgency. So I've started using the term focused alertness. Let's see that from the opening faceoff. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean the other team doesn't have stretches where they play well or score a goal. I mean, that's the NHL. But let's see something the entire game. Like, are we talking about just a steadiness with this team? Are we talking about a maturity that we've seen in the past that we haven't seen lately? They did make the final 2 years in a row. It wasn't an accident. They did do some good things. They beat some pretty good teams along the way. They made a couple really good teams look quite average. And there haven't really been very many glimpses of that this year. We know the story. Not that great on home ice. They've salvaged some wins on home ice with goals in the third period and overtime wins lately, quite frankly. Only one 3-game winning streak. I mean, what's the longest stretch of hockey the Oilers have played where maybe you've said, you know what, they had a couple games in there where they weren't great, and yeah, they might have lost a few, but they're kind of playing the same way every night. Like there's a steadiness to them. I don't know if we could really have said that all year. I mean, they started kind of mediocre. I guess parts of December and January, they had stretches where they looked good. But for the most part, this is a team that, falls behind in games or gives up goals in bunches and then has to rely on the big guys, and now the other guys aren't contributing and starts games slow. Like it's just a whole bunch of stuff. So now the deadline is over. Now there's only 20 games left. This is the team. This is the team. I mean, Janmark's going to be out for the rest of the season. Maybe Lazar is back late in the regular season. But this is the team. And it's time to put points away, because whether they finish first in the division or not, I mean, it'd be great if they finally could, but the playoffs are far from a sure thing. So I think BMAC T's point is well made. Like, we're going to find out really fast how this Oilers team is starting tonight. I don't want to put the next 20 games on how they play in the first 10 minutes, but we'd like to see a team come out and push the pace and forecheck and not make big mistakes, not make turnovers, not make foolish pinches, not take a stupid high sticking penalty and wind up in the penalty box, and just sort of settle into the game and make the other team feel like it's going to be a long night, like Dickinson's comments. I'm going to refer back to, and I'll probably refer to these comments quite a bit, the Oilers have a tendency to try to make plays that aren't there. Like their coaching staff wants them to play with confidence and make plays, but I think that they take that too far. I really think that they take that too far. That they try to force plays instead of saying, like, okay, right now it's not there. Let's be the team that doesn't make a mistake. Let's be the team that can grind it out and be a little bit patient and then maybe pounce on something that the other team does wrong. Or as Dickinson was saying, maybe we can be the team that grinds them down. Maybe. It'd be nice to see that. We haven't really seen that. Derek says it was the same last season too, Reid. They just had longer losing and winning streaks. I think that some of the issues we're seeing with the Oilers have been present in this team for a while. Derek, I would say that I don't feel this team is as strong as the last 2 years. So there hasn't been enough this year in my mind. I don't think it's the same as the last two seasons. I think they're worse than the last two seasons, and they're trying to find something that they had in those last two seasons. YYC No Flames for me says, I can't wait for Connor Murphy to make one bad play and Oil Country calling for Stan Bowman's head. I think Oil Country's doing that anyway.
No matter what.
even if Connor Murphy makes good plays.
Well,
but that's life as the GM of the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, there's little to no love really at any time for a general manager here in Edmonton. That's just how it is.
All right, Jamie Thomas coming up in a few minutes. Let's get to this as well. Dickinson talking about coming to Edmonton with two other guys he just played with in Chicago.
It's comforting. It's nice to show up, and Murph is already here. He's already kind of surveyed the lay of the land. He knows what is going on. So I know it was only one day, but it's enough that I'm able to come in here and look to Murph right away for some guidance instead of looking around for somebody on the team that I'm maybe not comfortable with yet, and I don't really know who to lean on. But at the same time, I've known Doc for a long time. Nursey. I'm going to mix those two up. I'm sure that'll get confusing for you guys. I've known Nursey for a long time as well, so a guy that I'm comfortable to approach and go forward with here. So yeah, it's definitely nice to have a few guys.
All right, and if you're watching us on YouTube this afternoon, we need 7 thumbs to get to 100, which is pretty good because the show's not even halfway over. So if you haven't clicked the thumbs up for the show today, please do so, and then you can click that good old share button.
Do you believe in life after love?
And send the show link off to somebody else and get them involved as well. We're going to visit with Jamie Thomas from the Ground Control Podcast out of Winnipeg when we get back.
Murphy, Jason Dickinson, Colton Dach all make their Oilers debut as Edmonton plays host to Carolina. Tristan Jarry gets a start for that one with Tom Gazola, Ben Thompson going live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6 o'clock to tee up the game right here on EST. Other Oilers news, Josh Szymanski, he's been loaned to the Bakersfield Condors, while Matthias Janmark has been ruled out for the remainder of the season after undergoing surgery to address an undisclosed injury. Some trade news, the Avalanche acquiring Nazem Kadri from the Flames in exchange for a conditional first-rounder and second-round pick, plus Max Curran and Victor Olofsson. Calgary retaining 20% of Kadri's deal, worth $7 million over the next 3 seasons. And at the Briar, Canada's Brad Jacobs and Manitoba's Braden Calvert second, and Jacobs up 1-0. Calvert with hammer. And on the field, NFL Network's Ian Rappaport has reported that Dalton Schultz has agreed to terms on a 1-year extension worth just over $12.5 million to stay with the Texans. In basketball, it's the Suns and Spurs, not Suns, and Clippers tipping off with a total of 7 games on tap. Tonight, Jamie Thomas from the Ground Control Podcast. Next on The Reid Wilkins Show, I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Sportsnet's Luke Gazdick.
I don't think Dickinson was their first choice. And the only reason I say that is because I think they would have just done the whole deal together. They would have just done Murphy, Dickinson, and Dach all at once. Tells me they got Murphy. They went back to the drawing board. They had something else, or they were looking for something, or had maybe multiple deals on the table. Something fell through. Then they go to Dickinson. So it tells me that Stan's looking everywhere.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Jamie Thomas here in about a minute. Matt Sekeres out of Vancouver is going to join us. Tom Gazola will check in as well. We're only halfway through the show. We're off and running. We are over 100 thumbs on YouTube, which is great. Let's see how high we can go if you haven't clicked already. Good discussion in the Nasty Chat. Some folks are discussing point shares, which I probably need to be educated on a little bit more. But I appreciate that stuff. Somebody might have to email me their dissertation on point share. It's kind of, isn't it kind of like how many actual points does is a player responsible? Does it have anything to do with like the WAR, like the wins above replacement that they have? That started in baseball. I don't know. Somebody will have to help me with that.
I don't know fully point share.
See.
Yeah.
Okay, here's before we get to Jamie, I got to do something here. So we're doing the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Thanks to William Huff, we have a bonus prize for that. You can get a $25 GC to Hudson's Canada's Pub, and you get 2 tickets to the game tonight, correct? From William Huff?
That is correct.
So how about that? So if you can go to the game tonight, even better. if you're going to win this. Okay. The third clue is shoulder. Okay. Mariners, 1991 champion, and shoulder are the 3 clues so far for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. And as a bonus prize, thanks to William Huff, we have 2 tickets to the game tonight on top of winning the $25 GC to Hudson's. So that's pretty incredible. All right. Let's go to the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team, fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. From the Ground Control Podcast in Winnipeg, it is Jamie Thomas checking in. Buddy, how are you doing?
Really good, man. How are you?
Good. Thanks for staying with me. But an opportunity to give out some Oilers tickets to our loyal listeners is always incredible. Yeah. I know I got you. Did you just get home from the rink, rushing around covering stuff, or what's going on?
Yeah, I just got back from Kevin Cheveldayoff had his news conference, and just got back from the office. So I appreciate you making time for me on your show today, because I know you're busy and there's a lot of stuff going on, and the Oilers are rolling.
The Oilers had a busy day of not trading anybody after doing it earlier in the week. So, I mean, we had you on after the Olympics because Hellebuck had that great game, and we were looking at how far out of the playoffs the Jets were and all that kind of stuff. So what, they traded Stanley?
Yep.
They traded Schenn.
They traded Pearson.
They traded Pearson, right.
Mm-hmm.
So
all
was this...
Buffalo.
And
two
even though...
deals.
Sorry?
All to Buffalo, but 2 separate deals.
2 separate deals, right.
Yeah.
So is this kind of like, I hate to say the white flag, but is this kind of really it now?
It's funny how you asked that question, because neither Kevin Cheveldayoff or Scott O'Neill kind of said they were waving the white flag on the season. And I can kind of see why. They've got points in 5 straight games out of the Olympic break. They're 3-0-2. They just beat Tampa last night 4-1. Like, it wasn't even close. And Connor Hellebuck has looked a lot like the guy that won gold for the United States his last 2 starts. So now there's 7 points out of a playoff spot. There's 21 games left, and you're like, wait a second, is this possible? But you still have to leapfrog 4 or 5 teams, and I'm trying to figure out what the direction is here in some ways, because I could see you don't. The question was, why are you guys sellers this year rather than buyers? And they didn't really say they were sellers or buyers. Neither right. Scott O'Neill or Kevin Cheveldayoff. All you've really done is get rid of 3 guys who are unrestricted free agents after this year. So are you really losing anybody? And you've added 2 younger players. You got 3 more draft picks. So while you have restocked your draft covers, which is very important for a draft and develop organization, I don't really know if you're any worse by getting rid of Logan Stanley, who's had a great year, by the way. I'm not saying it's not a big loss, but were you going to be able to sign him for a decent price? Maybe not. Maybe he re-signs here in the offseason. Luke Schenn was in and out of the lineup. The only reason why he's playing all the time because of all the injuries in the back end. Josh Morrissey's back. You've added Isaac Rosén, a former first-round draft pick of the Buffalo Sabres, a possible top 6 forward, and is a lot faster than a lot of the players on the Jets roster right now. They've also added, another defenseman, so a depth defenseman. So to answer your question in a long-winded way, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure, because here's the whole thing. They have 6 more games in this homestand. It's an 8-game homestand. Do you really want to say the season's over? You've recalled Brad Lambert. So Brad Lambert gets another chance to prove himself. Billy Hainela, who people have been crying for in this market to get a chance because he's a first-round pick. So, of course, the first-round picks all deserve the opportunity to prove their wares and their value. So all these things the fans have been asking for has happened. Logan Stanley could not buy a break from this fan base until this year. Like everything he did was wrong in their eyes. There's always, and I've said this many times on your show, and I know you know this, and Matt Sekeres is coming on soon. He knows this too. Every NHL market has a defenseman that everybody hates. It doesn't matter if he scores a hat trick. It's his fault for everything. And Logan Stanley was that guy for the longest time. And all of a sudden he caught fire this year, and everybody loves him. Every time Logan Stanley touches the puck here, the crowd goes crazy. It is the biggest turnaround story in Winnipeg Jets 2.0 history that I've ever seen since I've been here. I'm talking in terms of the love the fans have for Logan Stanley. And he'll make a mistake now, and people don't even notice it because it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because if he touches the puck, I will say this: his confidence when he has the puck is way different this year, and it's amazing when you play every night what that means. And to Logan Stanley's defense, he could not stay healthy long enough to be in the lineup, or by the time he was healthy, it was too late. Like he just couldn't crack the lineup. Now, Dylan Sandberg got hurt in the during the preseason. That opened the door for Stanley. Neil Pionk's been in and out of the lineup. That opens the door for Logan Stanley. Josh Morrissey is coming back to the lineup. He got hurt at the Olympics. So Logan Stanley all of a sudden is on your first power play unit, man. Like, I don't know how many more opportunities you can give a dude. And he took the bull by the horn. And I swear, every time that guy touched the puck, the people in the Canada Life Center go bonkers. It's the biggest from zero to hero thing I've seen since I've been here. So I'm not sure how the fan base will react. Luke Schenn was a guy, like, he won 2 Stanley Cups. He's a great guy in the room. But the fans didn't really like him either. So I don't really think they're any worse today than they were. And if you're calling them sellers, I don't really feel like they're sellers because they're still hanging around. They're still alive. They beat Vancouver tomorrow. Who knows? They could be 5 points out of a playoff spot.
Well, when you were on, what was it, last almost 2 weeks ago, I think they were 10 or 11 out. They're now 7 out. And Jay's away today, but Jay and I have been saying, like, if there's one team that we feel could actually make up this ground, it's the Winnipeg Jets, because they just happened to finish quite high in the standings last year and still have a lot of that roster. So interesting perspective. Because you would see Chicago, 4 times a season? Jets in Chicago. Oilers play them 2 or 3 times a season. So Edmonton they get Colton Dach, younger player, but really Dickinson and Murphy are the guys. You've seen them more with the Blackhawks. Can they actually come as advertised and help the Oilers be a stouter defensive team?
I know the Oilers have been dying to have a third line center like Adam Lowry, right? I know it's those there's no Adam Lowry's running around, but it's those guys when you try and find them. Wasn't that what Trent Frederick was supposed to be? And it didn't work out. But I've seen enough of Jason Dickinson. He can be, a bottom 6 guy that can help a lot. Connor Murphy's a solid defenseman. So if the Oilers are looking for depth, that they have that. So I've always liked those 2 players. They've been a thorn on the side of the Jets for many years now. Until Edmonton starts defending better, and I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, then who knows how this is going to go. They can't outscore all their problems forever, or can they? That's just the thing when you have 2 of the best players in the world on your team. That must be the conundrum that Oilers management goes through every day. Like, how do we do this? Oh, we'll just throw somebody in there and plug the dam a little bit more and tell Connor and Leon open things up here a little bit. So, I mean, it's the fact that, and this is completely off topic, but when people are talking about Connor McDavid and how he can't win after the Olympics, I throw up in my mouth every time somebody says that, because you're literally talking about the best player in the world who just won the Four Nations face-off a year ago. And I'll tell you right now, I would trade the world for Connor McDavid in a heartbeat. So I just don't understand these things. But it's a wild time in the Canadian markets. A lot of things don't make sense. But I would not be surprised if the Jets make it, because they don't play many teams in the playoffs. They're playoff teams. They play Colorado 3 more times. They've got the frauds in Vegas coming here in a little bit. Has Vegas beat a playoff team since November yet? I don't know.
I think that's the latest stat. Yeah.
So they've got Boston home. They got Pittsburgh. They do have some challenging games ahead. But like you said, if there's any team that's kind of crawling around, lurking in the background, they have looked like the team that we thought they should have been these last 5 games. Outside of the Anaheim game, when they had a 3-1 lead, but Anaheim blitzkriegs everybody anyway, as the Oilers know. So like they've got Anaheim here next week too. So they have to win 17 of the last 21 games or something to get the amount of points that you think they do. But it's just, they're still hanging around, and they keep talking about how they want to get enough points to get in the playoffs, and they just might do it.
Yeah. Well, that cut line might not be as high as we think it's going to be, depending on what happens.
We keep thinking 92, 94 points. Like
might be 88, man. Might be 88.
I know.
Yeah.
It's because of all the guys that are kind of like, what is Utah? Utah made some deals today too. What are the Kings? Can the Sharks and Ducks hang around long enough? I don't know, but it's going to be fun. At least it's not going to be boring over this 8-game homestand.
Jamie, you're never boring. A lot of people in the nasty chat, many of them from Winnipeg, happy to see you. A few Edmontonians as well. But thanks for hopping on at the end of a long day. Of course, we'll be talking to you down the stretch, driving into the postseason. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, tell Matt I say hello, and tell him the Canucks take it easy on the Jets tomorrow because they're going to make the playoffs.
I think he already might be listening, so he probably got that.
I see him in the bottom corner drinking up his big red cup on a Friday. So.
There it is. Perfect. All right. It is Jamie Thomas, Ground Control Podcast out of Winnipeg on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. So I liked how he broke down those trades and how it turned around for Logan Stanley with the fan base. And do the Jets still have enough here to make a push in what is a very sort of, often mediocre Western Conference? We're going to go to Vancouver next. We always love talking to Matt Sekeres because he's a fun guy, always has great information. And I am going to have a non-hockey topic with him because we got to ask about BC no longer falling back in the fall. They're moving their clocks ahead tomorrow, and they're staying there. So I do want to get some perspective about that because that's something that affects everybody. First, we got the Cube with the sports update.
Murphy, Jason Dickinson, and Colton Dach all make their Oilers debut with Edmonton playing host to Carolina. Tristan Jarry gets a start for that one with Tom Gazola, Ben Thompson going live to preview the game during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. They hit the airwaves at 6 o'clock right here on EST. Other Oilers news, Josh Szymanski, he's been loaned to the Condors while Matthias Janmark has been ruled out for the remainder of the season, undergoing surgery to address an undisclosed injury. And some trade news, the Avalanche acquiring Nazem Kadri from the Flames in exchange for a conditional first-rounder and second-round pick, both in 2028, plus Max Kerr and Victor Olofsson. Calgary retains 20% of Kadri's deal, worth $7 million over the next 3 seasons. At the Brier, it's Canada's Brad Jacobs and Manitoba's Braden Calvert. Underway third and tied at 1 aside. Jacobs holding hammer into the association. It's the Spurs and Clippers matching up with a total of 7 games on tap. Matt Sekeres joins us next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
What would you like to see the Oilers still do possibly today if they can?
I would like the Oilers to trade Darnell Nurse, a first-round pick, Ike Howard for Cale Makar, and I would like the Oilers to trade first, a second, Tristan Jarry for Vasilevsky.
YouTube forever. Hand up the flat life on the way.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Sentinel Storage congratulates Team Canada for all their perseverance, dedication, and commitment, for representing our country so well. Our athletes make us proud to call Canada home. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and official storage partner of Team Canada.
The road to the FIFA World Cup runs through Edmonton. See Canada Soccer's men's national team before they take on the world this summer. Canada versus Uzbekistan. June 1st, 7 p.m., Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Oh, that is some up-tempo, energetic music. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta, your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery, all in one place with easy access to real money games. You can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. I did Jay's Play of the Day under EST Specials, which is Connor Murphy, 2 or more blocked shots, a Draisaitl point, and a Nuge point, just over 3-1. So let's see what happens with that. The Oilers did not make a trade today. We didn't really expect them to. Kadri going to Colorado, that's a significant deal. It involves current Edmonton Oil King Max Curran having his rights traded to the Calgary Flames. All right, another great guy to visit with. We just had Jamie Thomas on. We're going to go to Vancouver now, and Matt Sekeres is with the Sekeres and Price podcast. Matt, always love having you on. Thanks for making time for me because I know it's probably been a busy day for you guys as well. How are you doing, buddy? It's good to see you again.
Fantastic, Reid. Appreciate the invite. Thanks for having me back on. Thank you to Mr. Jamie Thomas for the kind shout-outs in the previous segment. I was watching. I will take issue, however, with Thomas asking, have the Canucks go easy on Winnipeg tomorrow night. Dear God, Jamie, have you been watching? The Canucks have been gone easy on every team in the NHL. The Canucks have been easy for every team in the NHL. The only people the Vancouver Canucks have been hard on this year are their own fans sitting here watching this disaster of a season with just 6 home wins in 30 games. And I did have a minute to look it up. The Jets have won 5 straight versus Vancouver. Perhaps your betting segment would like to know this. Yeah. The Canucks lost 5 straight in Winnipeg. Scores 3-1, 6-1, 4-2, 7-4, and 4-2. So, yeah, Canada Life Center for the Canucks has been like Northlands in the mid-'80s. I mean, you just don't get a win there anymore.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, the Canucks are only in last place by 12 points. They're only minus 73. I know we've talked this to a couple other previous appearances. And I will say this, though.
Lucky there's no relegation in the National Hockey League.
Yes,
I mean, I'm not sure how they do against the top of the American Hockey League.
They'd be playing with the team I used to cover, the Lloyd Border Kings, playing for the Allen Cup. The Powell River Regals from BC. Are they on the island? Or is Powell River just up from Vancouver? First year I covered, when I started doing sports in Lloydminster in March of 2000, Lloyd hosted the Allen Cup in April of 2000. Powell River from BC won the Allen Cup. How have we got this far off the rails already, Matt?
I don't know, buddy. They are not you're testing my BC geography as well. Like, I didn't grow up here. No, Powell River is not on the island. It is on the mainland.
Right. Okay.
And I'm sure it's a lovely. I have not personally been, so you beat me there. And I'm sure it's a lovely place, and I'm sure they love their hockey.
Well, yeah, the tournament was in Lloyd. They came to Lloyd and they won it. Anyway, okay, but we're gonna talk something geographical first. And
this game you play. Right.
Well, no. Why you guys, the BC? I won't say you guys, the province of BC. You're springing ahead tomorrow.
That's right.
Okay, and you're not going to fall back in November. Was there like a strong will of the people for this to happen, or did the government just kind of say, you know what, we're finally going to do this?
No, I think there has been a will of the people for sure. How strong it was, well, I perceived it as strong if the entire U.S. West Coast was going to join us. But we're now doing this ahead of Washington, Oregon, and California, which means when I cross the border to go watch my Blue Jays in Seattle this summer, I will be falling back. I'll be on Pacific time and falling back an hour. So game start is 7 in Seattle. That makes it 8 in Vancouver, even though we're pretty much line of stern up and down north-south.
Right. Okay. Right, because in the summer you'll be okay. In the fall you won't fall back, right?
Oh, God, Reid, you are confusing me to no end.
I don't want to do that, Matt.
I told Blake when this thing came up this week, I'm like, okay, you're running that file. I am utterly confused.
That's
You're
amazing.
going to have to let me know what time puck drop is, and particularly what time puck drop is in the dead of hockey season when you get those like 7:30 starts. And in San Jose and LA. Those are now 8:30 starts for us, or are they 6:30?
Yes, that'll be weird.
Mountain time, right?
Because in November we will fall back. You will not.
Correct. And so then we will be on the same time.
Which will be great for Edmontonians because 7:00 Vancouver games will now start at 7:00.
Right.
But now your Hockey Night in Canada late games will start at 8:00, not 7:00, which is life here in Edmonton. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm sorry, I'm ruining your entire weekend, aren't I?
And of course, this will have a complication for when the Canucks play the late game on Hockey Night in Canada at certain times a year. I'm thoroughly confused, Reid. All I know is I sure hope that the governors of Washington, Oregon, and California fall in line here, because it is going to be most awkward if I'm not only doing the math east-west with Alberta and other Canadian provinces, but if I have to do the math north-south.
Yeah, the north-south makes it extra confusing. I agree with that. Okay, so that's, I wanted to touch on that because we were talking about it on the show, and it does affect everybody, like it or not. So I wanted to get into that. All right, so the Canucks, what did they do here? Garland got traded. I've always liked him. Like he's an agitating little player. Garland got traded. Who else did they move? They moved Myers.
Yes.
Did you think they were going to do even more? Somebody was listing off to me, yeah, but look at all the players Vancouver didn't trade.
Yes, I thought they were going to do more. I was a little surprised they moved Myers because he had a no move, and he's a full-time British Columbian now. Lives in Kelowna in the summer, Vancouver in the winter. There were specific medical needs with the child that were very well taken care of in Vancouver. But he was going down to a 12-team no-trade list in the summer. So I think Tyler Myers, who's got roots in the state of Texas, he did grow up there. His mom still lives down there. So when the Dallas Stars came calling, I think that was an easy yes for Tyler Myers. Of course, he had basically said no to Detroit. So that wasn't as much of a surprise this week, Reid, but it certainly is a surprise when you think of like 6 weeks ago or so. I don't think anybody thought Myers would be dealt. There were a lot of people, myself included, that thought that the rebuild, quote unquote, pivoted on a Connor Garland trade. He's having a dreadful season. He hasn't scored in 23 games. He hasn't scored on a goaltender since November 26th. I mean, we're talking U.S. Thanksgiving. We were just on the heels of Grey Cup. Last time this guy scored on a goaltender. Dreadful season, 6x6 contract kicking off in July with full trade protection. So I thought it was very important they get Connor Garland done either at this deadline or in the summer before the no movement clause kicked in. So less surprise there. We knew that they were going to deal Sherwood at UFA. Kind of the big surprise is they weren't able to liquidate Teddy Bluger or Evander Kane, but the Canucks will tell you that there was no market for those players.
Do you believe that, Matt?
I believe that they were not given offers for the two players. And of course, you would know Evander is a specific kind of fit that requires a specific kind of surroundings. So
yes.
Yeah, I was not surprised at the end of the day that Evander was not traded. I was a little bit on Bluger. Like they sat there and traded David Kampf to Washington today for a 6th-round pick. And like we were saying, just tell McClellan in Washington, look, just make it a 4th or a 5th. We'll give you a superior center in
right.
Teddy Bluger. So look, this management group's ability to market players and get every ounce of juice out of the squeeze has been quite suspect here in Vancouver. And today we got another example of that on at least the Bluger front, if not the Kane front.
Matt Sekeres joining us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. I want to get your view because, you've been covering a team, and I'm not trolling you because we've both been through this at different times in our careers. You've been covering a team that from early on you knew they weren't going to go to the playoffs. So you see all the jockeying above you. Like in Edmonton, a lot of it is like, well, like the Oilers aren't that good, but the Pacific isn't that good. And what if the Oilers can actually start to defend even at an average level with some of the new acquisitions? Like, do you see any of that in the Pacific, or is it just that's fine, Pacific, have your fun, but you're a sacrificial lamb for one of the big three when you get to the West Final?
Yeah, the only thing I would add to that, Reid, is that, man, if you're in that 2-3 series in the Central, that is big boy, heavy, hellacious hockey, and you're wondering how much the winner is going to have left after getting that. And then, of course, if they do go on to play, let's say, number 1 Colorado, I think that's another series where you're going, that may take a pound of flesh and more than a few drops of blood to win that one. So I think you have an argument here that whoever comes out of the Central is going to be quite tenderized in the Western Conference Final. And so, look, I would absolutely give the Oilers a chance to beat whoever comes out of the Central. First of all, they've done it 2 straight years, right? Secondly, they have 2 of the best players. Well, one definitely the best player in the world, and one who's right there vying. Colorado's come back to earth a little bit since that ungodly start of theirs through the first few months. I actually thought Colorado was playing over their heads a little bit over those few months. I'm not sure they were quite that level of team to be, sitting there comparable to the 76 Canadiens, some of the, records they were setting through the early going. Minnesota very much has to prove to me that it can win in the playoffs. They've obviously done some major reconstruction of that team, starting with Quinn Hughes, but still want to see that team is capable of winning in the playoffs. And let's face it, Gustafsson looked just awful for Sweden at the Olympics. And look, I've been a big Dallas fan for some time now. I would probably, especially if I'm getting a little bit of odds, put my money on Dallas coming out. Do think they're susceptible to a big injury like we saw last year with Heiskanen. But no, I look, I sit here from afar and I watch some of the Oilers dramas and slumps and whatnot, and the sky is falling, Chicken Little reaction that sometimes the market bears. And I think to myself, it's going to pass. They're going to be fine. They can outscore their problems. They can out elite talent their problems. So yeah, I'm not the least bit worried for the Edmonton Oilers in terms of qualifying for the playoffs. And frankly, I'm not all that worried about who they would have to play in the first round if it's someone like Anaheim or Seattle.
So you're far too reasonable. You're annoying everybody right now. Why do you do that?
I know. I mean, well, I'll give you this then, Reid. I'm still not necessarily sure they have fixed their goal prevention issues to win a Stanley Cup.
Oh, yeah, I would agree with you there.
Between the goaltending and the defense, and I know they've added some defensive pieces here. I mean, how much are the forwards going to play, really? They're fourth liners, but I can understand wanting to add those sorts of pieces around this team. I know it's easier said than done when you consider cap space. But holy mackerel, Jordan Binnington and Sergei Bobrovsky were available, 2 Stanley Cup winning goaltenders. And I know they had made the trade for Jari earlier in the year. If I'm Bowman, I would have moved heaven and earth to bring one of those 2 goalies in. And instead, he has to pay a very high price for some fourth-line defensive forwards to get Mangiapane off the books.
Yeah, well, it's been tough for Jari. I mean, Ingram's a bit of a wild card because when he's played well, he has been the best Oilers goalie. And even a couple games where he's allowed 4 or 5, you still sort of see some battle and some clutch saves, so he could be a wild card, but we still got to find out.
And Reid, think of who has won Stanley Cups at the goaltending position recently and some of the backstories there, right? Like Sergei Bobrovsky came back from the dead to win a couple of cups. Adin Hill, who knew Adin Hill when he won a Stanley Cup? Darcy Kemper was by no means thought of, and he goes on to take a look at what's going on in Washington with Logan Thompson, who makes the Canadian Olympic team, like a former U-Sport goaltender. So look, Tim Thomas back in the day when they beat the Canucks, right? Like he was a European American playing European pro hockey in Finland before he came back. So we've had a whole bunch of goaltenders take very unique, unusual routes to Stanley Cup championships. So if you told me Ingram was the next guy to do that with that team in front of him, if they found a way to play good defensive hockey through 4 rounds, I would not be the least bit surprised.
Matt, thanks for making time for us. Always love chatting with you. I know Jay will. Jay has his daughters playing basketball provincials in Calgary today, so he's got the day off, but he loves talking to you as well. Jamie Thomas is probably going to be texting you because I think he was listening to this segment, so I'll let you guys go back and forth off air.
Yeah. Marvelous stuff, Reid. Thanks for the chance again. Call anytime, buddy.
Right on. See you, Matt. Matt Sekeres from the Sekeres and Price podcast out of Vancouver. Matt joining us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Always has great perspective. Good thoughts there on the Pacific Division, on the Edmonton Oilers, and just kind of what's going on with Vancouver. And yeah, maybe some surprise that they didn't unload even more players here going into the trade deadline or going through the trade deadline, as they will indeed finish in last place in the National Hockey League. All right, we're going to give clue number 4 in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game, okay? And it's a bonus opportunity to win today, because not only do you get the $25 GC to Hudson's Canada's Pub, you get 2 tickets to the Oilers game tonight provided by William Huff. They had a couple available, so we're going to throw them in as an extra prize. And it's all digital, right, Coop? They'll be texted or emailed to them or whatever?
Yes, emailed.
Okay, and the 4th clue is Boston. So the clues are Mariners, 1991 champion, shoulder, and Boston. Somebody may be able to get it now, okay? Somebody may be able to get it now. You got a text, 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. They are turning 20 this year, celebrating all the way through October 26th, over $1 million in prizes. 35 winners of $20,000 in casino free plays, 9 brand new cars, 56 winners of $1,000 in cash. RiverCreekResort.com. In the final hour, we'll do our words of the day. Tom Gazola is coming up as well. Here's the 5 o'clock break.
2 guys and a goalie.
From the time I first started doing it till now, and going back to when I, at the old place, as a transition from playing hockey to not, it has just been, I'll get emotional, sorry. It's been a blessing and a joy. And I love you guys. I love you guys. And it means a lot, so appreciate it. I wasn't going to do this. But
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our espresso martinis and our cracked pepper and sea salt dry ribs. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Get ready for a boot-stomping good time with Gord Bamford. Live in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Gord Bamford, March 20th, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino and CFCW. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it. Sentinel Storage congratulates Team Canada for all their perseverance, dedication, and commitment. For representing our country so well, our athletes make us proud to call Canada home. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and official storage partner of Team Canada.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Edmonton's Connor Murphy, Jason Dickinson, and Colton Dach all make their Oilers debut against Carolina. Join Tom Gazola, Ben Thompson. They set the table for the matchup during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, which gets going at 6 o'clock right here on EST. Other Oilers news, Josh Szymanski being loaned to the Condors, while Matthias Janmark is done for the year after undergoing surgery to address an undisclosed injury. In a big trade from Calgary, Nazem Kadri headed back to Colorado in exchange for a conditional first-rounder and second-round pick, plus Max Curran and Victor Olofsson headed to the Flames. Calgary retaining 20% of his contract. The 35-year-old is under contract for the next 3 seasons with a cap hit of $7 million. To the Briar. 2 games are live. Canada's Brad Jacobs is trailing Manitoba's Braden Calvert 2-1. Jacobs holding hammer 4th end in that one. And on the court, there's 3 games, 2 games just about to get underway. The Heat and Hornets tipping off, while the Mavericks hit the hardwood out in Boston against the Celtics. To the field, NFL Network's Ian Rappaport stating that Dalton Schultz has agreed to a 1-year extension worth just over $12.5 million to stay in Houston. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 3 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, Oilers Hurricanes tonight at 7 o'clock at Rogers Place. I will be attending the game. Tom Gazola will have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows before and after the games, respectively. It will mark the final appearances of Matt Cassian on those programs, as he is going to have another opportunity here on the horizon. So that'll be bittersweet to see Matt moving on, but he's done a great job with us over the years. And of course, he is with the boys in the 1260 days as well. And I'll be hopping on after the game for Reid's Read, as presented by Ewell. I can tell you what, there's one guy who is certainly fired up for the game tonight, fired up, presented by Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years, the authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. And that is new Oilers center Jason Dickinson.
My favorite thing about doing what I do is seeing the frustration, seeing the will to win come out of guys during the game. You know, it's a battle, it's a fight the entire time, and seeing the frustration build is a win for me. And I love seeing that, because at the same time, it usually creates offense later in the game. It might not happen right away, and it might be a 50-50 game for the first period, the second period, but then it's the longevity to stay with it for the third period, where I'm absolutely grinding them down and they just don't want to do it anymore.
All right, well, we'll see if Dickinson can do that tonight against the Hurricanes and through his career here, however long it lasts with the Edmonton Oilers. That is a great clip, and if he can back that up and play that way, that's going to be a great addition for the Oilers. Dickinson coming in wearing number 16. Connor Murphy will wear 5. Colton Dach will wear 34. The Oilers lines, my projection anyway, it was an optional morning skate today. McDavid with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman, Draisaitl with Savoy and Roslovic, Dickinson with Podkolzin and Kapanen, Henrique with Frederick and Dach. Matt Savoy's been a really good story. He's looked really good coming out of the Olympic break. Here's head coach Chris Knoblock.
Right now, obviously, this is the best that he's played, and no knock on him at all this year. I think he's been a very solid player, defensively responsible, creating some offense. There's times, stretches where maybe the offense wasn't quite there, but I think that break was good, the Olympic break, where he was able to recharge. I was having a conversation with him yesterday about the amount of games he had been playing, and he had brought up that he'd already played about as many games in February as he had played all of last year, which is a lot. So he felt that this break was good for him and was able to re-energize himself. And right now you just see him has another step, but also very confident with the puck.
All right. Yeah, Savoy looking good. I would think that he and Roslovic stay with Draisaitl at least to start. We did see some moving around. Obviously, the lines always move around. You can put Colson and Kapanen have been good with Leon. I think that that's the potential to be kind of a heavy, persistent line if you put Dickinson with Podkolzin and Kapanen that can maybe forecheck and be a little disruptive. That's why I have those guys together. Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Emberson, and Wallman and Murphy together. So Wallman back to the left side. He's much better there. Murphy will be his partner, at least to start. Jari in goal. He has been pulled in 2 of his last 3 starts. Now, there was the Olympic break in there, but his last win was January 26th against Carolina in his career. 1-4-3, 3.39 goals against average, .905 save percentage. The Hurricanes expected to start Brandon Bussey, the incredible first-year goaltender, who is 25-3-1 with a 2.29 goals against average and a .903 save percentage. They have Gostisbehere on the back end, 42 points in 44 games. Ehlers up front has 48 points. Jarvis up front. He was on the Olympic team, 48 points. Their leading scorer, Svechnikov, who has 53 points. McDavid already up to 105 to lead your Edmonton Oilers. How far is Draisaitl from 100 now? Draisaitl at 90, 10 points away from 100, so he'll be getting there pretty soon as well. Reid Wilkins, Zachary Kubish, come to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio this afternoon. The wing flavor of the month at the Canadian Brewhouse, creamy white cheddar, rich, cheesy, and smooth, like your favorite white cheddar popcorn, but on a saucy wing. Try them before they are gone. Now, we had an off-topic topic, Koob. We'll revisit that here. So the clocks spring ahead tomorrow. So I wanted to know, when do people actually physically move the time forward on their clocks? I realize that a lot of devices now will do that for you automatically, but I still have my stove, my microwave. I got an analog clock in my kitchen. I got a digital clock radio beside my bed. So I got to move those. I guess I don't always wear my wristwatch, but I'll have to move it on that. There's another digital clock I have in my living room, like one of those little ones I'll have to change. So I'll have 5 or 6 to change. I will probably do it before I go to, like, not right before I go to bed Saturday, like maybe even a couple hours before, to already tell my mind that this is the time is changing. Have we got any feedback on this?
Yeah, one that stood out to me, Andrea from Calgary. I move the clocks forward when it's time for my kids to get ready for bed so that I can tell them that they already stayed up late and they have to get to sleep.
Oh,
and
there
then
you go.
She went on to say, admittedly, that worked a lot better when they were younger.
Before they understood that there's
stuff as well, right?
Before they understood time zones and stuff. Yeah.
Times change? What?
Right.
What? And Raider Jesse coming in. My microwave never changes. Power goes out. Mystery time. Clock moves. Neat. My clock runs on chaotic evil time.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. And another one, Department of Nuge Defense saying, Reid, my wife found a table clock on the bedside that automatically changes time.
Oh, nice.
Mind blowing.
Okay.
What he added. So, I mean, tech improves.
Yeah, I think most like your computer's going to do it for you automatically. Your cell phone will do it automatically.
Microwaves and ovens,
they do not,
really.
Unless there's some new ones that have Wi-Fi.
Right.
Does your stove need Wi-Fi? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Do you need to play
download a higher temperature? Yeah. What did you say, Coop?
Do you need to play Puzzle Bobble on your fridge?
On your stove, yeah.
Yeah. They
next
got
to the
big
ice
screens.
dispenser on the stove, you can play Puzzle Bobble.
Yeah, just to waste a little bit while, I don't know, you're looking in there or something like that. There's all these appliances are getting way too tacky nowadays. Another one that stands out to me is cars. Like for my vehicle.
Oh, I got to move. Yes, I got to change mine on my car. But it just has a quick, you hit the screen, and then I think it's just a 1-button adjustment, and it just moves it an hour for you. So I think it's pretty quick.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got jump scared one day actually coming to work. I think when we, the last year when we sprung ahead, I didn't change my car. And I got up at the normal time, was fully aware of the time change. And I sat in the vehicle and I forgot that it didn't automatically change. And it said I was an hour late to work.
Oh, no.
And I was like, no, I can't be. I checked my phone. I'm like, okay, I just saved tons of stress because
Right.
I would have thought the entire way there, oh, I'm late. Oh, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Why was I late? What excuse am I going to use?
Smith TM14 says, I changed the clock Saturday night, fall or spring. Probably common. I think a lot of people shortly before bed tomorrow will change it. Maybe some people will wait till the morning. I might do it a little bit earlier if I think of it. So anyway, that was our off-topic topic for William Huff. Did you have a limerick you said you wanted to get to?
Yes, we did.
By the way, we got
Limerick
126 thumbs. Let's see if we can get to 155 if you're watching on YouTube. Click that thumbs up.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, what's the limerick here, Coop?
All right. I got to run the music. It's a little different reading it here. This comes in from Stupider Trent.
Oh, my goodness. Stupider Trent, one of our favorites.
All righty. Here it goes. Nothing. The Oilers this year have been dense every time that the game gets intense. Bowman called fiddlesticks on their quest to get 6. Now we hope for more than just offense.
Okay, I think you got to read that again because I think you paused a little early, right? I know it doesn't come. The formatting doesn't come through on the text. Because what are the rhymes? Tense and dense.
Dense, intense, fiddlesticks, 6 offense.
Yeah, try it again.
Okay.
Yeah, try it again.
Even see, writing them is one thing. To read them as well.
Well,
is
and it
another
doesn't.
gift.
When you text it, everybody just to let you know when you text it, even if you're hitting return, it doesn't come through that way for us.
Yeah, you almost have to add dashers.
Yeah,
if you
something like
text
that.
it. Okay, the Oilers this year have been dense every time that the games get intense. Bowman called fiddlesticks on their quest to get 6. Now we hope for more. Now we hope for more than just offense.
Yeah, pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't think Stupider Trent has sent one in before. That's a very good first effort.
Yeah, that was not stupid at all.
Okay, so we need a winner here. Okay, Coop, so I'm going to give out the 5th clue, and then we're going to get somebody right away. So we'll stay with it here, and then we'll break and bring Tom in. So for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game, we're not just giving away a $25 GC to Hudson's Canada's Pub. William Huff is also providing 2 tickets to the game tonight, right? So, if you win, I hope that you can go to the game. You'll get them sent to you, email. So here's the 5th clue for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Neely. Neely. All right? The clues are Mariners, 1991 champion, Shoulder, Boston, and Neely. Keep an eye on that on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, Coop, 780-218-9999. I think we're going to get a winner right away.
I hope so as well. More guesses have already came in the last couple minutes, but not after.
We should have a winner. I think we're going to have a winner within 30 seconds.
Oh, baby. Okay. Because fewer knows and right around it, but some of the same guests, I must say. But
really, okay. Who's a common guess that is wrong?
Ken Griffey Jr. has came in probably a handful of times.
Okay, that's today. A fair guess. That's a fair guess. Not correct.
And
so the 5 clues are Mariners, 1991 champion, Shoulder, Boston, and Neely. And Neely is indeed Neely.
Well, a few of the same guesses coming in as well, but not correct.
You know what? I think we're at the point here where we have to say who the wrong guesses are.
Okay. Cam Neely is not the mystery athlete.
It's not Cam Neely. It's not Cam Neely.
Ooh.
Hopefully people could hear my tone there. It's not Cam Neely. Neely is indeed the 5th clue, but that's not the mystery athlete. Mariners, 1991 champion, Shoulder, Boston, Neely. Are people taking any stabs at it?
No, not many more.
Now I've befuddled people.
Mark Recchi is
Mark Recchi's a good guess. That's not correct. Man, oh man, I thought this one was. You know what? I hate to admit this. Look, this is a secret. So people listening, you can't share this with anybody. I think I'm making these too hard on people. I think I've swung the pendulum too far the other way.
You got to meet back in the middle, Reid, okay?
I got to get back to a happy medium.
But it is now, comparing it to the morning show, They have Mr. Mike's kind of easy
They have
trivia.
kind of easy trivia where the questions are like, what
Stupidly
sport do the Oilers play? Hockey. You know?
What do you put on your feet
McDavid
when you
an
play
Oiler?
hockey?
Right. Yeah. So, that's fine. No, I'm not going to change. But I might have to give an additional clue or a clarification. Nobody's gotten it in the last 30 seconds?
Oh, I'm refreshing here. Nobody's got it.
Okay. I will say this. Boston does refer to the Bruins. Okay? Well, that clue, it is Boston Bruins. I think we've clarified it. The fifth clue is Cam Neely, but Cam Neely is not the mystery athlete. I guess. What should I say here? When I say Mariners, you might want to sniff around minor league hockey because it's not the Seattle Mariners. I think we've established that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
we got it. We got a winner.
Who got it?
Jason and Leduc.
Jason and Leduc gets it. Hopefully he can go to the game tonight.
Excuse me. No, he did not. He said Ulf Samuelsson. That is not the one.
No, that's not right.
The
What are you
text
talking
refresh.
about?
No, the text refresh.
That's not right
an
at all.
unnamed texter got it first. An unnamed texter.
An unnamed texter got it first.
From the 431.
What, that area code?
That area code.
Did they live here?
They might.
I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can go to the game. I don't know if they can go to the game. Well, maybe they can get the 431s in Manitoba. Oh no.
No.
Well, then we might have to give it to somebody who could potentially go to the game tonight.
Okay. We do have other people who have guessed the right answer.
Okay, so you'll find a winner, even if we got to randomize it from the local people who got the right guess. We'll take you. You can take care of it while Tom and I are on.
Okay.
Because now we got a conundrum.
Yes.
We don't have a conundrum. We got to sort it out. If that person is in Manitoba,
clearly we
can't give them the tickets. The game's in an hour and a half. The game's in an hour and 45 minutes.
Okay.
So we'll for the local guesses, you can take the first 5 correct and randomize it however you want to do it. Okay. So here are the clues. Mariners. This person played in the American Hockey League for the Maine Mariners in 91-92. 1991 champion. This person was with the Penguins in 91 and has his name on the Stanley Cup, even though he did not play in the playoffs. He played enough in the regular season to get his name on the cup. Shoulder. This person in the mid-'80s had a tumor in his shoulder that derailed his hockey career. Boston, he played for the Bruins. We said that. And Cam Neely, he was involved in a swap for Cam Neely. It is indeed Barry Peterson. Barry Peterson is the mystery athlete of the game for Hudson's Canada's Pup. Okay? So, Coob, you're going to work that out?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe the person in Winnipeg is actually here right now, or the person with the Manitoba number is actually here, and we can figure that out. But it is Barry Peterson.
Okay, now that they did get back, they said, I can't go, Coob. I am in Manitoba. Just wanted to play along.
Well, tell them awesome. We'll give them honorary victory ship, and then we'll find someone. You'll do a little thing and figure out who can get it and go to the game. Okay, and get the $25 GC to Hudson's Canada's Pup, which is awesome. All right, Tom Gazola is going to check in next, teeing up the Oilers and the Canes tonight. Who knows what else we're going to talk about.
Edmonton's Connor Murphy, Jason Dickinson, and Colton Dach all make their Oilers debut against Carolina. Join Tom Gazola, Ben Thompson on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. That gets going at 6 o'clock right here on EST. Other Oilers news. Josh Szymanski has been loaned to the Condors, while Matthias Janmark is done for the year, undergoing surgery to address an undisclosed issue. And a big trade from Calgary, Nazem Kadri headed back to Colorado in exchange for a conditional first-rounder and second-round pick, plus Max Curran and Victor Olofsson. Calgary retains 20% of Kadri's deal, worth $7 million against the cap over the next 3 seasons. And underway right now, it's the Panthers. Red Wings, they're scoreless 5 minutes into play to the Pebble. Fifth end. between Canada's Brad Jacobs and Manitoba's Braden Kelfer. 3-2. Jacobs lead, picking up 2 points in the fourth. And over to the association. Pair of games live. It's the Mavericks and Celtics side 7-7. 7 minutes left to go in the first. And it's a 20-18 lead for the Heat over the Hornets, nearing the end of the opening frame. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. From custom homes to small renovations, Edmonton's top builders and contractors rely on Paramount Flooring. Their in-house team handles everything from selections to completions, keeping projects on track and on time. Visit their showroom, open 7 days a week, or find them at paramountflooring.ca. The handsome Tom Gazola joins us next. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The oil stream.
The deadline cap space projected at $12,009. Projected playoff cap space, $1,963,334.
This is shaping up to be maybe not a great season. That's sort of where I've been looking, for a while. And even at the beginning of the season, I think I had them at 96 or 97 points.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Sentinel Storage congratulates Team Canada for all their perseverance, dedication, and commitment. For representing our country so well, our athletes make us proud to call Canada home. Sentinel Storage, proudly Canadian and official storage partner of Team Canada.
Edmonton, be part of history. Support Canada Soccer's men's national team as they battle Uzbekistan in the final send-off series ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province. There has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. Heidi-ho, neighborinos. Oilers game day. The three guys they got from Chicago will debut. Dach, Dickinson, and Murphy. We'll see if they can help the Oilers keep the puck out of their own net at least a little bit. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues, NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Don't forget to use your game sense. Jay's play of the day was put together by me today. Jay has the day off. He's with his family. A couple of his kids are playing provincial basketball tournaments in Calgary. So I have Connor Murphy, 2 or more blocked shots, 1 or more points from the Nuge, 1 or more points from Draisaitl, and that's coming in at a little over 3-1. All right. Hurricanes, good team, 39-16-6. Tom Gazola has the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows on Edmonton Sports Talk. The pregame show starts at 6, and I'm making Tom work extra by coming on with me now. Tom, how are you doing?
Yep. How dare you?
I'm great. I'm always honored to be on the same airwaves as you. So thank you. What up, EST?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm ready to go. I mean, it's been a long day, a lot of waiting, Reid, but now we get to enjoy the game and see how these new guys perform with their new team. And I'm curious. I'm oddly curious. Like, I know they're not the big names that maybe some people desired, but the more important thing is, are they the right guys and the right type of players to make this team better? And I guess we'll see starting tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of a different week. I'm trying to remember past deadlines. They don't always play. Sometimes they've been away. But this was kind of Monday. They didn't play. Bowman spoke, answered questions.
Yeah.
Then he traded somebody like 2 hours later. Murphy he was here for the game, but not in time to play on Tuesday.
Yep.
What was it? Wednesday they had a practice, or was Wednesday optional? I can't remember.
They practiced yesterday.
I think
know that.
Yesterday was a full practice.
Yeah.
But then Dickinson and Dach weren't there. Then today is an optional. Dickinson and Dach were there, but not everybody skated. But now the new guys get on the ice. When you were on with Dusty and I over the noon hour, Kadri had not yet been traded.
Correct.
So that's the big one today. I'll recap that just in case anybody missed it. Kadri to Colorado, along with a 4th rounder in 27. Calgary gets a conditional 1st rounder in 28, a conditional 2nd rounder in 27. Victor Olofsson, who's an established NHLer, and Max Curran, who's currently an Oil King. So there is an Oil King Edmonton angle to this as well. Is that the primo deal today because it involves a pretty good player and it involves the league leading Avalanche?
It's definitely up there. I think I called Kadri a game changer or a money player, and he definitely is. And I think he probably settles in nicely with the Avs. I know it's not the exact same team you won a Stanley Cup with, but a lot of the same players are there. The key players are still there, and I'm sure they're going to welcome him in with open arms. And I thought that was an astute move by Chris McFarland, and the Avs are among the other top dogs in the Central, just loading up, man. Just an arsenal in the Central Division was gathered over the last couple of days, and we'll see how it all plays out. But the good thing is, and especially if you're looking at it from an Edmonton standpoint, as we do naturally, you go, all right, well, that's scary, but those guys in the Central go beat the crap out of each other in the playoffs, see what happens, and then if the Oilers can get their together and sort things out, become a stronger team with a better overall game, maybe the Oilers find themselves in the Western Conference final again, and who knows what can happen. We know the magic of the playoffs, but very impressive. And the John Carlson 1-2 to Anaheim, Reid, I think was significant. Maybe we don't look at it the same way because maybe there's less of an appreciation for what Carlson truly is, and that's a pretty damn good defenseman, has been for a while because he's way out in Washington, and we only see them twice a year, and we only see him on highlights. And I think a lot of people, myself included, probably naturally just kind of gloss over Washington unless you're trying to see what Ovechkin's been doing. So I thought that was a pretty astute move by the Ducks and Pat Verbeek. So yeah, Kadri for sure. I think the Carlson one surprising and will have an impact as well. And I look at Anaheim and I go, oh, interesting.
The thing there, and Benny and I talked about this earlier, and Benny believes it, and my mind sort of wandered there as well. Is Carlson what Anaheim needs given how they play? Like, did they add more of kind of what they already have? Like, Lacombe's pretty good. They have Trouba there. Carlson's another level for point production. But, I mean, Anaheim, let's face it, Anaheim is very similar to the Oilers. They don't score quite as much. Mm-hmm. They're slightly worse with goals against. Like, this is the thing. Sometimes we try to step back from just talking about the Oilers all the time and our perspective of the Oilers. Like, in my mind, we should be saying the same things about the Oilers or the same things about the Ducks as we say about the Oilers. Pretty good offense. Can't lock it down. I want to remind everybody of this. The Oilers are plus 10 goal differential. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mediocre. Anaheim's minus 7. Anaheim is 7-0 in shootouts. They're like, if they're 4-3, they're, they've won a ton of close games, which is important.
Yep.
But did they add a player who's going to help them lock it down in the postseason or defend McDavid and Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins or Hyman if they play the Oilers in the first round? I don't mean to sound disrespectful to Karlsson because he's a great player, but I'm wondering if Anaheim added a dimension to their team that they didn't have with that trade.
The other thing too is they're kind of young. Outside of Gudas and Trouba, like they're relatively young. I know Lacombe's 25. Zellweger's just kind of getting settled in as an NHLer full time. I know Minchikov, however you want to pronounce it, has been around a little bit. Ian Moore, like if you look at the right side of that blue line, Trouba, Gudas, and now you add Karlsson, pretty damn good. Is he the right type of defenseman? Time will tell, Reid. But I think just having another veteran presence there and his Stanley Cup winning pedigree and his offensive ability are a boon. But yeah, defensively, I don't know if he's going to help, balance out that goals for, goals against total, but maybe. I still think it's a good ad. Would I rather have Ian Moore over Karlsson? No. I'm
kind of splitting hairs. Like, there's no doubt about it. I mean,
I know where you're getting at with this.
Jack and Dax in the Nasty Chat makes a good point. He goes, if you look at the stats, John Karlsson becomes one of their best player, if not their top player. Like, that's fair. I'm just already kind of looking to the playoffs, projecting a little bit. If it's a run and gun game, great. If it's a lower scoring game, then maybe who knows. But I mean, that still is an interesting trade for sure. And he's been a great point producer from the back end for a long time. Did you hear or were you there for the Jason Dickinson clip?
I got in the room and I ended up in a conversation with Oilers equipment manager Brad Harrison, and I didn't go in the scrum because the scrum for Dickinson.
You can hear what I play, right?
I can hear when you play, yeah.
My favorite thing about doing what I do is seeing the frustration, seeing the will to win come out of guys during the game. It's a battle, it's a fight the entire time, and seeing the frustration build is a win for me. And I love seeing that because at the same time, it usually creates offense later in the game. It might not happen right away, and it might be a 50-50 game for the first period, the second period, but then it's the longevity to stay with it for the third period where I'm absolutely grinding them down and they just don't want to do it anymore.
Look, sounds great. I realize he has to go out there and do it.
Yep.
But it is so refreshing to me to have an Edmonton Oilers say that. Basically what he is saying is, I want to eat your soul. It's like, well, I don't well, yeah, we got to defend. We got to wake up. We got to defend. Yeah, we know we have to defend. Enough of this. We got to defend. Like, Jason Dickinson is actually saying, I'm not defending because, crap, I got to defend sometimes. What a pain in the ass. Like, he is actually saying, like, he's an energy vampire. Jason Dickinson is an energy vampire. That's what he is.
What We Do in the Shadows reference.
He's from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Jason Dickinson is an energy vampire.
He's Colin Robinson.
He wants to consume your life force. I just found it refreshing that he put it like that bluntly. Like, I want to fatigue a guy. I want to feel the moment when he breaks. How refreshing is that?
That's lovely. Please go do it. That's all I have to say about that. It is nice to hear that. I mean, we haven't had a lot of guys come through here and be like, I love defense. I love when the other team doesn't score, and I am a huge part of that. Mostly it's want to win and do it in a sexy way. And then if it doesn't work, we're like, oh, we should be better. We have been better. Maybe this guy kind of sets a tone and an example, and guys follow. I hope that's the case, Reid. And yes, I love the Colin Robinson energy vampire reference. That's fantastic. Hope it comes to fruition.
Yeah, that's going to be my nickname for him now. Jason the Energy Vampire Dickinson. I'll be the only one calling him.
I hope he lives up to that.
I hope he lives up to that. All right, what's coming up on your programs tonight, my friend?
Okay, we're going to forego the Canes guest because it's Matt Cassian's final pre- and post-game shows, and we're going to give him a little bit of extra love. I mean, the guy's been doing it coming up on a decade, maybe even more. I got to 1260 and he was already on the pre and post game show as the analyst. And that was already 2018, Riedrich. So a bittersweet day for you know what, just a sad day. I was writing in his final game changers notes and I was like, oh man, this sucks. But we'll give Cass a little bit of extra love and we'll go over some of the trades from today, how we think the Oilers are going to be in these last 20 games. And then we're going to hear from Jason Dickinson as well as Colton Dach as well. And away we go for this important matchup against one of the league's best teams.
That's the Carolina Hurricanes. They call their coach Rod the Bod. Have you ever heard that? You can use that tonight if you want.
I think I have heard it somewhere. He is quite fit and quite limber. I think that's part of it.
Something like that.
Something like that.
All right. Jack and Dax in there again. Says going to miss Matt Cassian telling it how it is on the post game. Dan Greaser says the ultimate way to get traded in the NHL, the Blues are in San Jose and the Islanders are there tomorrow. The Islanders and Blues are in the same hotel. Schenn just had to move hotel rooms. I had not seen that story.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. I think I know which hotel they're at. It's a great one. It's a boutique hotel too, so it's not like there's a ton of room to hide from each other. I think in the clip, there's a clip the league put out, or was it the Islanders, where Schenn ran into Schaefer in the lobby and he's talking about Horvat calling him and Barzell. And yeah, man, that's an easy one. That's like when there's a trade and both teams are at the rake and you got to just drag the guy's gear down to the other locker room, which has happened before.
Yes, it has. All right, Tom, thank you for all your hard work today and the work that is still to come. Thanks for coming on the Reid Wilkins Show. It's always a pleasure on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. I will see you tonight.
I can't wait, Riedrich. Thanks for having me.
Right on. Tom Gazola checking in, or Tommy the Wrench, as Smith TM14 is calling him in the Nasty Chat. Tell you what, if you are there in the Nasty Chat taking us in on YouTube and you have not yet hit the thumbs up button for this show, please do so.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We are 20 thumbs away from 100, and nothing would make Jason Milne happier than for him to check in between basketball games tonight or whatever he's doing in Calgary and see a 155 thumb show. That he knows little Wilkie can do it on his own. That would make him incredibly happy. The glue guy feeling the glue all the way down in Calgary. Incredible
stuff. He would be
stuff.
Vastly proud.
He would be
incredibly
proud. He would never be
proud.
Happier.
You'd never see the man happy.
Yeah, you know what it would be? It'd be unbelievable. It would truly be unbelievable.
Reid, you know what's unbelievable? I did give those tickets away, Reid.
You got them?
I got.
So somebody got the GC. Can we say who?
Dudley.
Dudley got the GC and is going to the game.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
What a night for Dudley.
Now, I might add, Reid, I understand that we have we have to wait a certain period of time before giving the winner their prize. I am taking full responsibility.
What happened? Do you even want to admit this on air?
I'm going to have to now.
Well, no, you don't. Okay.
I feel like
I'm going to be guilt. Now you're dragging me into the guilt.
No, well, I'm the one in charge running this ship, okay? Dudley did win within his period. So he didn't serve his entire period from when
Well, it's too late now. He won.
And he won. So that is on me, and I'm vastly ashamed.
You didn't need to admit that. Nobody would have known.
Well,
we didn't break any laws. We're not getting a traffic ticket.
Reid, I'm sorry.
Well, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay, we are going to do words. Did you get words of the day ready?
Oh, yes.
We are going to do that. Some final thoughts on the trade deadline and your Oilers game coming up against the Hurricanes still ahead.
Murphy, Jason Dickinson, and Colton Dach all make their Oilers debut against the Hurricanes. Tom Gazola Ben Thompson tee up the game during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. That gets going at 6 in about 17 minutes right here on EST. Other Oilers news, Josh Szymanski being loaned to the Condors, while Matthias Janmark, he's done for the season, undergoing surgery to address an undisclosed injury. And a big trade from Calgary, Nazem Kadri headed back to Colorado in exchange for a conditional first-rounder and second-rounder, plus Max Curran and Victor Olofsson are headed to the Flames. Calgary retaining 20% of Kadri's deal worth $7 million over the next 3 seasons. And to the Pebble, it's 3-2. Canada's Brad Jacobs leading Manitoba's Braden Calvert. They're in the 6th end. Calvert with hammer in that one. To the NBA, a pair of games are live. The Celtics down 25-24 to the Mavericks early in the second. Midway through that frame, 39-33 lead for the Hornets over the Heat. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The final segment of the week here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Up next, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Michael, we saw the Oilers make a few moves. What's your overall opinion of what the Oilers did?
To be honest, guys, wasn't too thrilled with what Edmonton did. Right. When I'm looking at Edmonton, I'm saying, are they going to get out of the Pacific now that I've seen Anaheim pick up John Carlson? Do they have the horses that they can get past to Colorado? Stanley Cup or bust, and I don't see a Stanley Cup contender right now.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Get ready for a boot-stomping good time with Gord Bamford. Live in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Gord Bamford, March 20th, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino and CFCW. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
The road to the FIFA World Cup runs through Edmonton. See Canada Soccer's men's national team before they take on the world this summer. Canada versus Uzbekistan. June 1st, 7 p.m., Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Oh, here we are, boys and girls. Oilers versus Carolina tonight at Rogers Place. I'll be heading to the rink right after the show. We'll see if the Oilers can make it 2 in a row on this brief 2-game homestand. Then they're off for 4. What are we looking at Sunday night? Vegas, 7:30 game. So 6:30 for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre- and post-game show. Clocks go forward technically Sunday at 2 a.m. Our off-topic topic was when do you actually move your clocks forward? A lot of before bed Saturday, some Sunday morning. Some people like Trev just leave it and then eventually do it and just always know that their clock is wrong. A variety of different approaches. 780-218-9999 is how you text us, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Oh my God, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. What? DJ Pauly D from Jersey Shore performing at the venue at River Cree. I don't know if there are tickets left, but you can check at rivercreeresort.com. George Thorogood and the Destroyers are back at the venue on March 19th for the baddest show on Earth tour. Again, find out everything you need at rivercreeresort.com. I did not know who DJ Pauly D was until I had to start reading that promo.
And part of you still doesn't fully understand.
That's true. I actually
DJ
still
Pauly
don't
D.
really know who he is. I just know he's a person who was on Jersey Shore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a big person from Jersey Shore. Now, I mean,
Well, one of the stars?
Oh, I mean, that's what I kind of learned from Jay in a couple quick Google searches. Other than that, I haven't really delved into his impact.
I never watched
with
Jersey
the show.
Shore. I know it was a thing. 2 of the new guys, Murphy and Dickinson, expected to jump right in on the PK tonight. Here's Knoblock.
As for the penalty kill, very similar to what Chicago was doing, so it's not that it's a complete different penalty kill. We anticipate them on the kill tonight. We will be using both of those guys. Now there'll be some nuances that are a little bit different, but we feel the sooner the better getting them playing.
Well, not entirely similar to what Chicago was doing, because Chicago is doing it a lot better. Chicago's the number 1 PK in the league. Oilers are 26th, but yes, hopefully those two guys will help. All right, words of the day presented by Edmonton Public Library. EPL has their Intellectual Freedom campaign. EPL won't tell you what to read, just where to find it. Intellectual freedom is your right to read, watch, listen, and explore ideas without barriers. Intellectualfreedom.ca, EPL.ca. So Jay's away today, so Coob is going to give me the words of the day.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Okay. First word of the day. And Reid, I know your reaction to what your reaction is going to be to this one. Ponderous is your word of the day.
Ponderous? Ponderous?
Ponderous.
Well, I think I know this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite certain I know how to spell it.
Okay.
Ponderous. Ponderous.
That is correct.
And this would be someone who spends a lot of time thinking things over or pondering. Somebody is, if Matthew Awanek is ponderous when it comes to plotting his travel for the FIFA World Cup.
You're close, but adjacent.
That's not correct? I'm surprised that is not correct.
Now, let me see if there's a double meaning for this, but the definition specifically that I have for it is not that precisely. Definition. Okay. You have a...
Ponderous. Someone who ponders a lot. Thinking a lot. Pondering things over.
Yeah, I'm only going to give you 1 on that for the spelling.
I'm getting 0 for the definition.
Absolutely 0. I play hardball. I play hardball, baby. That's not the definition. It's slow and clumsy because of great weight.
Really?
Yeah. Her footsteps were heavy and ponderous.
I did not know that. I thought it involved thinking. Okay.
Well, yeah, with the word ponder, I thought the same thing too.
Yeah.
I saw it come up on when I was searching in the dictionary.
Yeah, unwieldy because of weight or size. Another way. Wow. All right. Well, I have been learned.
You have learned.
We gotta play the thing.
You taught me.
Where do I still have it? There it is.
Oh, Papa Homer, you are so learned.
Learned, son.
It's pronounced learned.
All right. I did not know that's what ponderous meant. I feel shame.
That's okay. 1 for 2. You taught me some. I taught you some. Okay. Second word of the day. And this one's a difficult one.
By the way, hang on. We need 3 thumbs up for 155. If you're on YouTube and have not clicked the thumbs up, please do so in the next 2 minutes.
Okay. This one. Omphaloskepsis. Omphaloskepsis. Is your second word of the day.
I don't even know how I can't even identify all the letters in that. Say it again.
Omphaloskepsis. Omphaloskepsis. It's quite the word, Reid.
Well,
I usually test it with a hard one.
Jay always tells me just to trust my instinct. So, omphaloskepsis.
Okay.
OMPHILOSKEPSIS.
You were so close. Where you said...
Is it SC?
It's LO. So it's OMPHALO, not I. You said I.
I said ILO.
Yes.
It's A. I got the rest of it right.
The rest of it completely right. It was just the one character.
I'm going to lobby for partial points on that, even though I don't get them usually with the spelling. I should at least get like a 0.16 for Jason Dickinson.
I'll give you a 0.34 there for Colton Dach.
For Colton Dach.
Yes.
What the heck would this mean? Is this someone who always provides a contrary opinion to something?
Ooh, I'm going to give you a sentence for this one.
Okay.
If the committee gets bogged down with omphaloskepsis, we'll never get a vote.
Excessive debate and overthinking?
Okay, I'm going to give you half points for that, okay? The definition...
Half for a half, so 0.25. Yeah.
Excessive self-absorption or unproductive lazy contemplation. So just right there. Like, you're right there.
Okay,
that was a really tough one, though.
I'm getting 1.59 out of 4.
1.5? Oh,
because you gave me... I'm getting 0.25 for the definition. Because you gave me a half point after I already sacrificed a half point for the definition, and I got 0.34 for the spelling, for almost getting a hard word.
Look at you almost getting a hard word.
That's a fun word, omphaloskepsis. We'll have to work that into a sentence with Jay next week. Tom Gazola takes over the stream at 6. GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Jay Milne will be back on Monday. On behalf of Zachary Kubish, I'm Reid Wilkins. Enjoy the game.